Let's go.
Let's go. Here we are. Hey guys, I'm Russell, and these are my friends. You can see Barry Tahira over the side, half on, half out of screen there. Barry, check out where the camera is. Jesus, man. Then we have Sean over on my other side playing Alcast tonight. We're playing D&D5e. This is DAGDAGIEL. Below we have Avery playing Sorman. Jordan playing a new character
Pearl,
tonight.
not Sorman, wrong campaign.
I'm so sorry. Yes, Feralt. Below we have Jojo playing a transitionary character tonight, a new character. So that's a bit of a surprise.
That's alright, he'll probably be dead by the end of the night.
That's also
I
possible.
hope not.
It's possible, but hopefully not likely. Then, of course, last but not least, we have Charlie playing
Yo.
Vespera.
I'm playing Vespera.
Vespera,
Yeah.
right. So, guys, where are we
Vespera.
in the campaign? What's been going on? Where are we at? Let's catch up. Recap time. Previously on DAGDAGIEL. Everybody
So
has to do quotes from your scenes.
We went into a tunnel sewer. Was it a sewer?
It was a sewer. You don't
Yeah.
remember?
We went into a tunnel sewer,
Sewer
and
tunnel.
we encountered a lot of orcs
Right.
that were clearly wanting us to back off.
Back
pretty
the
much.
fuck up. Right.
Or
And
die.
They were members of.
Or die.
They were members of
Um,
the cult of.
Uterus.
it's a word that
Uterus.
doesn't. It's not English.
Well, it's D&D speak, so no, it's not English. It's Orcish, in fact. Uterus, the Orcan god of disease and death,
Yes.
whom I believe, Avery, you have long lamented over the last week that you hadn't really deeply considered this fact when you went in there without restoration prepared as a spell.
Yeah,
okay.
Ferlt
It's
was.
fine.
I mean, I realize shit happens, but Ferlt is very torn up over it.
Right. So Ferelt's pretty upset about Alexander. Fair enough.
He should be.
He's really blaming himself.
He only met him twice, to be fair, but that's
He should be.
Well,
It really should be.
my job was to keep these guys alive, and one of them died on my watch. So
right.
He was bound to die anyway. I mean, he was weak. He was old.
45.
This is your
man.
villain
He was
arc.
He was
This
ancient.
is your villain arc.
I mean, he was as old as I am in real life, and I'm 45. I mean, basically death's door. It was over for him. I mean, he could have been on Twitch streaming it, and watching it. Anyway, let's continue.
But yes, our dear friend Alexander, he succumbed to his wounds. He was poisoned. He was firebolted. Wasn't he, Feralt?
There was a natural one in that whole scenario, wasn't there?
I wasn't trying to hit him. I was trying to kill the orc.
I recall the natural one, the firebolt, the orc, and having a
I also rolled a natural 1 too from the Constitution save.
right. There was some deliberation that I had to do in that moment and go, really, how far can I take this before Alexander is really dead?
Yeah.
And I'm afraid it just didn't. There was no options. Yeah.
There was some things that Alcus did, which he went off and did his own thing.
Alcas did. Alcas left ball bearings
Sure.
in the room, which I recall.
That
after
was-
the game.
No, that was
Feralt.
Feralt.
That was Feralt. Okay.
You should have picked them up. We left them behind. I'm
Alcus-
sorry.
Right.
Alcas got one shot, brought back to life, and then ran away
Right.
and pretended to be a druggie.
That's right.
And didn't
That
get
was
any
pretty
drugs
much
out
all
of
he
it.
did.
And he didn't get any drugs out of it. In fact, he got
Didn't
kind
get
of-
my ears cut off though.
almost got your
True.
ears cut off. Almost
Wow.
lost your fancy elf ears to the orcs in the sewers. Right.
We all decided it was too much.
Too much.
And so we left. And then we got accosted by a group of
Thugs and vagabonds.
thugs. Yeah.
Young youths with no moral fiber.
And then they got fireballed.
They did get fireballed. That's true. Because I believe Balin came and helped your asses, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so after this entire scenario has unfolded, I take it you've planned to go somewhere to lick your wounds. Did we wrap up there?
We went to a tavern. I think it was something to do with Gorgon's
Gorgon's
testicles. Or, I don't know.
Gorgon's
Yes.
testicles. I'm gonna add that. If there wasn't one called that, there is now. Now there is the Gorgon's
Gorgon's
head
head.
is the name.
Yeah.
of the
Right.
tavern.
Yes. Right.
Test-
Yeah.
how do you
Wrong
get that?
end.
Where's your
I only
mind?
pay half attention. Okay. Clearly.
All right, so you're at the Gorgon's
we're there.
Head Tavern. Can
We're
you each
waiting
make
on Drazan, by the way.
You're with Drazan or you're meeting Drazan?
We're waiting for Drazan.
Right.
Balin sent a message to him.
Right. Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Very good. Well, you're sitting there in the tavern. The time now is about 8 bells at night time. People are eating their meals around you and what have you. You can see various suspicious dealings going about the place, actually, in the back rooms and what have you. You can make history checks for me.
I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. You also need to change the title
Oh, we do need to change
the
the title.
episode.
Goodness me, thank you
Oh.
very much. You're normally the first to tell me that, but
He is. He
I know,
was.
That's terrible. He was the first to tell me.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. I mean, like, before we start streaming is what I'm talking about. Okay, today's episode is going to be called.
New character.
That is the
Who dis?
lamest.
Who dis?
Who dis? What's the name of your character, Jordan?
B as in like Bumblebee.
Right, B. That's the name of the episode. All right. Cool. Okay. So you're sitting in the tavern, and I had history checks from everybody. Let us have a quick gander at those. Let's scroll them through the page.
That was a 4 for Okan.
So a 15 for Alcas, I see. A 20 for
20.
Vespera. A 15.
Yes.
12 for Feralt and a 4 for Rokan. Okay. That's reasonable. What can I tell you? What's I going to tell you?
What were you going to tell
What was I going to
us?
tell you? I'll tell you when I remember. In
It's
any
a
case,
history check if it helps.
I remember that much.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So you're in the tavern. B, you are traveling across the city presently with Drazan.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. And you've had this conversation. You've been handed off by various authorities who have said, you know, this person's got the most experience with the sort of thing you're talking about. And thusly, Drazan walks you into the tavern, the Gorgon's Head. Oh, I remember what the check was for now. Ha ha ha. The check was to find out which family or which house in the city controlled the tavern. And those of you that succeeded on this check will know that the House of Baleburn controls this tavern under most circumstances. They are the owners of it, the
Okay.
proprietors and so forth. Yes, so in any case, Balin comes in to the tavern. Those of you that are paying attention may spot him. That's up to you. I'm not going to make a check. But with Balin, there is a woman described thusly.
So you see a semi-tall, maybe about 5'9" female, with long blonde hair. She's wearing a black and red, or a black coat. That's the only thing that she has on it. Well, obviously she has underneath clothes, but that's for the bedroom. And you just see pain in her eyes. That's what you see. You see like a little pouch where a book is being kept, and that's about all you see. You know, she looks quite young when you look at her.
Very, very young, actually. Human, too.
Human too, so a very young human.
Right. And she probably looks quite exhausted, I'm suspecting.
Very exhausted and very much in pain. I mean, you know, she's you'll find out later when it happens. But yeah, there's been some stuff that's happened, and she's very upset and very exhausted and just wanting to lie down, but is also needing to be safe.
Right. Well, Balin walks you across to this table where there is this group of adventurers sitting around. He says, "Well, I'm glad to have found you here. I was hoping you would be here on time." He looks at each of you. You sit there silently.
I look sad.
You look what?
I look sad. We've been through a lot. We just
Right.
lost our friend.
Okay, so Balin's going to do an insight check on each of you, and you can tell me
Was
what
it
you
Balin
think.
or Drazan? Because Drazan was
You're-
coming with him, and
right.
Balin was with us already.
You're quite right. Balin is with you. Yes, this is Drazan. So he will make an insight check on each of you. So I got an 18 on Vespera, so I'm assuming he knows that she's upset.
Yes.
Okay. Alcas, I rolled a 2. What do you
Good.
think Drazan gathers from your state of mind?
Don't know, but as he approaches, Alcus just like finishes his drink and waves at the barmaid for another.
Okay, she comes over and pours you another drink. Avery, 15.
Yeah, Berlt is just staring off into space, looking kind of shell-shocked.
And Rokan, a 16.
Rokan is upset, angry, not eating, not hungry,
He is upset, he's not eating.
and thinking that he could have done something.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Drazan sits down at the table and he looks about at you. He says, "What's wrong? Where's your friend? Where's
Just a real
Alexander?"
quick note: hello to the raiders that have just come in. Much
Oh my
appreciated.
goodness, we've got raiders. Crikey dick. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so Drazan looks around the group and he turns to you each. Where is Alexander?
He didn't make it out.
He's
Oh,
he's
he
dead.
did, but unfortunately, he died.
Drazan just sort of stops and just looks down at the table and reaches out for, I don't know, some object on the table, the frill of the cloth. Starts touching it, just sort of unconsciously. Alexander's dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It seems that the mission has been too much. I want to introduce you, however, to this is, and he turns back to B. This is B. I wanted to introduce her to you because you have some mutual interests. It seems to me, from what I recall about your stories amongst the tower that you described that you visited, and the Barakyle envoy. He looks over his shoulder that were there. Well, B here was once among them as an apprentice. She is on the run, so to speak.
Do you believe we can trust her?
I do believe that you can trust her. He turns to Balin. He says, "Your master has said so. Is that not true?" Balin nods.
Right.
Yes. She may be
So-
able to help you with your activities, and she may, well, also be a good, I hate to say, replacement for your fellow. But speaking professionally,
I will stand up and walk over to B, and I will take her hand and shake it. It's nice to meet you, B. I'm the Sparrow.
B sort of recoils at that a bit, but she
Sorry.
doesn't. But she doesn't fully pull away. But she's just a bit shocked, and she says, nice to meet you, Vespera."
Nice to meet you too. I will smile through the sadness. And everyone else, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Who cares? Down another drink.
Him the great Elkaz.
Drazan says to you, and I do hate to, I suppose, harp on about business. Did you find anything in the sewers? This cult of Yurtrus, do they exist?
They definitely exist. No question.
I see. And did you find the boundaries of their territory? Are there... I assume they must be aware that you were making an incursion, otherwise Alexander would still be alive.
They set up ambushes. We noticed several points of interest, including there was a room of caged children we weren't able to extract. We felt it would be more dangerous to them to try and take them with us in through the fighting.
Caged children?
Aye.
Humans?
As far as I could tell.
Does it matter, Drazan?
Well, he looks over at you, he says, it doesn't matter to me so much, but it will matter to the authorities.
Then, if that's what it takes to get them to do things quick,
it matters in so much
human.
as whom I can find allies to assist raising some sort of force. I see. Well, you should all take some well-earned rest, I suggest. Take a day or two. Come and find me when you're ready for some more work. Yeah? Very good then.
I agree with that. It's
Now-
nice seeing you again, Drazan.
You're most welcome. I also have, when you're ready to start your next mission, I will have your final payment for your previous work.
Thank you.
So we'll be waiting at the guard tower. Very well. Drazan stands up. I suppose we're done here then. Good
Yes,
night,
we'll
all.
look after B.
Yes,
Good
get
night.
to know B. Will you be alright with these people, B?
You just see her nod slightly and kind of not recoil, but she kind of moves back into the corner of the room.
Listen, B, these people have had success against these wizards. They have managed to defend themselves against them on more than one occasion, and won. I'm sure that they will protect you. You have nothing to fear. They're not looking for you like you have... You're not their first priority, is what I wish to say. They will not send their greatest wizards to destroy you, B. If they send anyone, I am confident that this companionship here will be able to assist you and keep you alive. And I'm also sure that you will prove to be an asset to them.
Yes, and you just see her nod again. Can we do a roll call for our new people?
A roll call. Let's do a roll call. How does this work, Jordan?
So roll call is pretty much just going through the characters and saying who we are, what we are, and yeah.
Okay,
and
right.
introducing ourselves essentially.
Right, so reintroducing our characters. So you want to start, Jordan, seeing as you're the new character?
Certainly. So I am Jordan. I am playing B. I am a human wizard, and I am very, very afraid.
Very, very afraid. Okay, Charlie, who are you playing? Who are you?
Hello, I'm Charlie. I'm playing Vespera. She is a wildfire druid. Level 3 wildfire druid and level 1 life cleric. She also has a little fiery moth called Theo, F-I-O. Short for Fiorenza. I'm also in the Twitch chat. I am Mad Girl Charlie. Yeah.
Right, and that brings us to Avery.
Hi, I'm Avery. I am playing Ferlt, who is a human artificer alchemist, level 3 with 1 level in wizard. He also has a owl familiar named Stolas, and yeah, right now he's kind of shell-shocked because he just had someone he was supposed to be keeping alive die, but at the mention of wizard, specifically the Barakyle, that's starting to turn into anger directed at them because he's kind of wanting a fight at this point.
Right, and Barry.
I'm buried here. I play Rokan. I'm an orc.
Right, a ranger.
Full orc ranger.
Full orc ranger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you are from the Ungor Ma'ark Empire, and you're on a bit of a world expedition at the behest of your mother, KIRKBY.
Yes.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing, and I'm with this lot.
Right. And your recent storyline has involved being kidnapped by the Red Fangs of Shargas.
Yes.
On flying bats, and taken out to an encampment out in the desert in a quarry, where your friends came and rescued you from, which was nice of them.
Yes, they did an excellent job.
Sean, tell us about your character and yourself.
I'm Sean. I'm playing Alkas, the half-elf rogue/barbarian, and he'll basically looking for work, doing anything for money, getting himself in trouble. And he also has his family heirloom. Of course I get it out. What are you laughing at? A moonblade, which he doesn't know a lot about.
True, but it does appear to be somewhat sentient and speaks to you in emotions.
Yes.
Right. Okay, and I'm Russell, KIRKBY, RKDM, and if you want to know more about me, there's a little video over on YouTube it's like my life story, basically, about 6 minutes. It may or may not be very interesting to you, so, choose wisely. To be honest, there's better videos on that channel, and you should subscribe, because they're amazing and very good. This is my sincere face. Anyway, cool. Alright, guys, so, Alexander is dead. Long live Alexander. And B is alive. Long live B.
Long live B.
So Drazan gets up and he leaves, tossing his cloak over his shoulder as he does. He swerves past the bar and places some coins on the bar and says something to the bartender. And a moment later, Alkas, the bar girl, comes over to you. Cassie is her name, and she says, "Excuse me, Lord Alkas. That fellow that just left the bar, he's just paid for your table."
Oh, well, very well. Bring more drinks then. Just downing another drink.
"Of course, sir, my lord," she says. "Not sir, my lord." And she heads back and goes and starts pouring out more drinks to bring back to the table.
I will actually walk over there with her, and I will say to her, a couple of silver if you just water those drinks down for him. Okay?
Very good. One of our raiders, whose name I'm not going to attempt just yet because I really need to focus, has asked, how many times do we play? Does anyone want to answer that question? We play DAGDAGIEL on Monday nights. We play Vampire on Sunday nights. We play Gate on Saturdays.
Nice.
We have Sunfall, that's not streamed, and we have Frostmore Crows every second Sunday during the day. So there's like 4 or 5 games going on there, amongst them.
I actually met a couple of the Frostmore Crows last week at the Dice and Fork.
Right. And if you are in Auckland, New Zealand, you can go to the Dice and Fork restaurant once a week, either on a Tuesday or a Thursday, depending on the day that they've got it. There's a thing called Questbook, who, DMs D&D, I think it's $15 or something, and you get a free drink or something like that.
Yeah, it's $15 with a $5 bar tab token.
Right, and I turn up and run games for people. And there's other DMs as well. Anyway, so let us make stuff happen.
Yes, so Alkas will have watered down drinks.
Watered. How is that happening? Watered down drinks.
Just not so much.
She bribes
Alcohol.
the bartender
Oh, you're
Yeah,
bribing
to
the
water it
bartender.
down. But
Oh, okay.
to be honest, I don't think it matters the rate that he's going through drinks at this point.
You
Well-
should come to New Zealand, yes.
At least you're getting water, and so you won't be that drunk tomorrow. Let's hope. Like hungover. You won't be so hungover. You're welcome. I'm looking out for you.
Alright.
That is all. Continue.
That is all.
Yeah.
Okay, so sitting at the table, B, you were last seen sort of hiding at the back by the shadows. Did you eventually come out and sit at the table, or that's right, Vespera shook your hand.
Vespera shook my hand, but then as everyone else was doing introductions, I kind of moved into the shadows and kind of just sat down and cloak over my head, kind of sitting there, kind of just looking at the ground.
Okay, do you want to make a stealth check?
I don't think I made it very stealthy. I think I just, as people were introducing, I just walked away and...
It's more of a social signal than an actual stealth check.
Yeah.
Right.
B is very horribly horrible in like social situations.
Okay.
So this, until I get to know people. So at the moment, she is hating this. She's not
Gritting
hating
her
it, but
teeth.
she's very uncomfortable.
Right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. So, is it obvious to everybody that she's feeling pretty awkward?
I think it would be.
Should we
I
make
definitely think it would
perception
be, yeah.
checks to see whether anybody's paying attention and cares? Unless you stated obviously that you were. I think maybe Charlie,
22.
you might have advantage. You got 22, in which case you don't need advantage.
Rokan got an 18.
Wow, okay. Rokan being surprisingly perceptive about human emotions.
Yeah.
Pearl is interested, but he got a natural 1, so it's kind of like, I don't know, probably distracted by Elka's drinking.
Yeah, I think with a natural 1, it feels to me like he thinks he knows exactly what's going on in her head. It just happens to be completely wrong.
Okay, so
Like it's
he's
a
just gonna get up
projection.
and sit next to her, but just not say anything.
Okay.
And Elkas is actually sitting at the next table, gambling with some other people,
Okay.
and just not paying any attention.
Not paying any attention at all.
And not paying any attention to the emotions or anything, or the game he's actually playing.
Okay. Would you like to make a D20 check for me for the game, just to see how well it's going?
I
is
did. It was a 6.
It's a 6. Okay, well, you know what the good news is I rolled a 5. So you actually just won that game. You can roll a D6 to see how many silver pieces you won.
Elgas.
See how I let the player roll a D6? I know that's brave, isn't it? But I trust these
Elgas.
guys.
You just won. Elgas. You just won. Game.
Oh, yes. Double or nothing.
I will go over to B. I will sit with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so B. Vespera comes and sits at the table as well, along with Feralt, who's already there.
I look and see this fiery druid, or fiery person sitting there, and I go, hi.
Hello. I'm. How are you doing? Are you all right?
I definitely could use a sleep.
We all could do with the sleep. Do you want to stay? Why don't we both get a room together? We can talk about the things that have troubled us over the nights.
Has the drink?
It's really nice having another female. To be honest, it's a boys' club here.
I have noticed that. Have the drinks arrived?
Yeah, sure. The drinks turn up then. As you're speaking, the lady comes through and starts placing them out on the table.
You just see my hand go for it and take it all in one gulp.
Would you like another, lass?
Oh yes, and less water, please.
Very well. She continues on and goes back, and eventually she comes back with another cup after you've had a bit more conversation.
So, were you one of them? Is that what you were told?
If you're thinking I was one of the Barakyle envoy, yes, I was.
You must be very brave to leave.
Oh, you do not know the half of it.
Do you want my beer, my ale? Blah.
You just see my
Yeah.
hand go for the ale and take it and scull it again.
Is it good? I don't.
Oh, it's definitely good. Could use less water.
Right. Speaking of water, there's a waterfall in here.
Can I get perception checks from everybody, please?
Certainly.
17.
So Raycan got a natural 1 and I got a 5.
Uh-huh.
I think in my case, you know, I'm still you know, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I'm you know, in shock. I'm distraught. So
Right.
I'm just completely out of it.
Makes sense. Okay. What do we get from everybody else?
17.
Rokan was that an 18 for Rokan?
That was a natural 1 for Raycan.
Oh, a natural 1 for Rokan. Okay, so Rokan, you clearly are not paying attention to other things. What are you thinking about?
Me?
Mhm.
What am I thinking of? Well, I'm starting to think. No, I couldn't have got there in time. I couldn't have
Right, so
saved him.
he's thinking about whether or not he could have saved Alexander.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. For Alt 7, is that a similar kind of scenario?
Well, actually, given his backstory, he's now thinking about the Barakyle envoy.
Okay. And Alcas, you got a 16 and Vespera a 17.
Yes.
So what you guys notice is some unusual messengers running up the street outside in the rain. They have red trim on their cloaks. They wear black clothes and black hoods and so on, with a red trim around the outside of it, with a red sigil sewed into it. You couldn't quite make that out. But they run past the outside of the tavern in the rain, and one of them splits off to head further up the road, while another one steps into this tavern and looks around, water dripping off their cloak. The individual...
I look to be. Do you know those guys at all over there?
B,
That one?
you look up and you will immediately realize that these are apprentice wizards of the Barakyle envoy. They're usually used to send messengers from place to place. This one doesn't particularly look around the tavern so much, but instead walks across to the bartender.
It's just seeing the emblem of Barakyle. I definitely don't like make myself obvious that I'm trying to hide myself, but I turn away and I look like I'm doing something else.
Okay. Would you like to make a stealth check on this occasion?
Absolutely, I'll make a stealth on this occasion.
Would I be able to go
13?
over to?
13? Yep, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Sorry, Vespera, please continue.
So Vespera would like to walk over to Alcus and just whisper in his ear, is there anything you could do? Pickpocket that person. Just that person over there by the bar. They're
Yeah, I see
apparently
them.
Barakyle. Is there anything you could do?
I
And
mean,
I will guide you.
if this goes wrong, we could invite even bigger trouble.
I believe in you.
Okay.
You can do this.
And Alcas will, half acting, probably half not, drunkenly stumble over and just stumble into this messenger and attempt to slip anything out of the pocket.
Okay, so you get up and you start stumbling towards him. How do you see this working?
Kind of like stumbling into him and spilling a drink on him and sorry.
So
Hand goes in a pocket, pulls
It's kind of
anything out.
it's a performance.
It's a sleight of hand.
Performance / sleight of hand, I would say.
Yeah, well,
Up to you.
I think that if you make a performance check, I can choose whether or not to give you advantage on this sleight of hand check. I'm also going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Okay. Well,
So that was a 6 performance plus 3 for a 9.
okay.
But as I say,
In which case, you can make your sleight of hand check with no penalties, but no advantage either,
Cool.
With guidance.
and with guidance.
Nah, guidance is only one use, right? I used the guidance on the performance.
You didn't have to. But
I
you could have
did.
used it on me. Oh.
And that's another 9 for the sleight of hand.
All right, Alcas. As that happens, you go to
So
reach
funny.
for that pocket, and as you do, suddenly, this quasit appears, sitting on the shoulder of the wizard apprentice, who turns to you and uses its scare ability. So it just at you, and its eyes bulge and its teeth flare, and its stinking breath shoots out into your face as it becomes uninvisible for a moment. You are going to make a wisdom saving throw.
I tried to warn you.
You rolled a 4.
You just had to roll better. That's all you had to do.
Alright, well, Alcas, it is your turn, but you now have fear, so you cannot approach the target. And I think you have a disadvantage on attacking the target. Double check. Got my card here, thingy.
Yes.
Frightened creature, disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, if the source of fear is within line of sight, which it is right now, and the creature cannot willingly get closer to the source of its fear.
So I'm going to reactively just swing out with a fist at the quasit,
Okay.
or a slap, try to slap it off the shoulder.
Slapping it with disadvantage, so this is a unarmed strike with disadvantage, right?
For an 11.
For an 11, sadly, it kind of just swings its head underneath your fist as it swings past, and you miss,
And
unfortunately.
then I'm just stumbling backwards,
Stumbling
probably knocking
backwards.
over a chair or something,
Is
back
that-
into the corner of the room.
That's not a disengage, though, is it? That's going to
Now,
be an opportunity attack,
With
isn't it?
with my new level,
Uh-huh.
I have a new ability.
Fuck you. Okay, go on.
So, fancy footwork. During your turn, if you make a melee attack against a creature, that creature can't make an opportunity attack against you for the rest of your turn.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, cool. All right, Feralt, your turn is next. What would you like to do, if anything?
I am going to cast Frostbite on the Quasit.
Okay, Frostbite on the Quasit. Roll your Frostbite.
So that is a
resistance.
con save, DC
Con save
13.
13. Okay, here we go. It is a enormous 7.
Okay, so he has two frost damage and disadvantage on the next attack it makes before the end of its next turn.
All right. I do notice that Rokan, you are down to 11 hit points. Does anybody care about that? Does Rokan care about that?
Not at this point.
Not at this point. Okay, well, at this point then, our friendly Quasit, he is going to magically turn invisible. Bink! And disappear. The wizard turns around. Oh, you're kidding, I don't have access to this monster. Fuck off. Okay. Alright, please hold the line while I rapidly edit the encounter to add the correct business.
Also, I want to turn the sound down for the stream. It's quite loud, the music.
Oh, the music? Sorry about that. Yes, there shouldn't actually be music. I turned it up because Charlie wanted to hear music in the intro.
What?
I'm kidding.
I never said that.
You never said that? I thought you said you wanted to hear the music in the intro. You couldn't hear it, so I turned it up.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it. Well, but I needed to.
Okay. Cool. You guys here we go. Encounter has been edited. Dun dun dun. Alright, cool. Rokan, it's your turn.
I am gonna hold action until I see something really serious.
Really serious. What
Yeah.
constitutes really serious?
Well, somebody tried to attack my companions. Attack, I mean, physically.
Well, okay, so this little fiend creature has tried to scare one of your companions, so I suppose there's that.
Yeah.
But nobody's done anything else except for them attacking the monster.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're just going to hold an action. What is the action that you would take if something, deliberately violent was to occur?
I'll throw an axe at it.
Okay, so you're holding an axe throw, basically.
Yeah.
Inside your jacket or something
You're just like
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got it inside my jacket.
All right, then you're holding your action for action. B.
I think B is now having a wee bit of a panic attack. She's like, I need to get away, and so she gets up and starts making her way just towards some stairs that she sees.
Okay, so you're moving towards the stairs. Vespera.
right. What shall I do? Wait. Do I see the creature? Did it?
You can
Did
make a
this
perception check to see whether you saw the creature. It was
Okay.
only there for a few moments before it went invisible again.
15.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. You saw it.
Okay. And is it one of those closet things that we've come across before?
It is.
Okay.
You
I
you
need
can
to-
attack it while it's invisible, but you're at a disadvantage.
Right.
You have an idea of where you last saw it moments ago.
Okay. Yeah. I'm choosing to use Sacred Flame.
Okay, so it's going to make a saving throw.
Yes.
Alrighty, and that's a dex save, yeah?
Dex save 13.
Dex save 13, and that's it's a 17. I'm afraid your sacred flame does not strike the closet. Instead, it lands nearby, showering scintillating shards of radiant brilliance across the floor.
Wasn't me.
Not striking the closet. The spellcaster, however, he turns around, having heard and seen all of this business going on behind him. Oh man, why did I choose that one? Okay, hold on a second. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Moving stuff around on the fly. Okay, this guy. So, who's sitting at a table right now? Rokan is.
I probably,
You're sitting at a table still? Okay.
if I could do it with using my hand movements, then yes.
Right. Alcas, you're sitting at a table still? Or have you
No, I'm
moved?
probably hiding behind a table.
Right. Okay. And who's actually in melee combat on this individual right now?
I don't think anyone is.
Nobody. So
No.
who's attacked the closet?
Oh, I have,
tried
but
to slap it, but then ran away.
I didn't hit it.
Right, so you slapped it and then
Yeah.
moved back. Okay, so Alkas, you've just moved back. Behind you is the table where Vespera and Rokan are sitting. Feralt, are you at that table?
No, I sat down at the table where B was previously.
Okay, so there's a separate table there. Okay, and B, you're still at that table, or if you're heading for the stairs?
I'm heading for the stairs, yeah.
Okay, so B, you don't have to make a saving throw. Everybody else will make a Dex saving throw, please.
15.
15.
22 for Rokan.
22 for Rokan, and a 22
Also
for
15.
Feralt. Wow. Okay. Alright, everyone is going to take half of this then. So everybody takes 5 points of fire damage. Those of you that had to save, everybody except for B, who's heading up the stairs. B, what instead you hear from behind you as you're heading up the stairs is this, which sounds exactly like burning hands. And everybody else sees this 15-foot cone of fire blast out from the front of the apprentice, engulfing you and the table. The table probably is what saved you from taking full damage. Okay.
I don't like that.
Alkas, it's your turn.
Alkas is going to run and dive behind a different table or the bar or something where he'll have more cover
Okay.
and not be in line of sight.
Okay, so you're going to basically move to half cover.
Well, is there anywhere I can move to full cover, like behind the bar or anything?
You could move into the next room where there is there's not a door that you can close, but there's an archway that goes through into another chamber, if you like.
Yeah, basically he's trying to get away, and he's just gonna, as he runs, just yell, "Someone call the guards."
Okay, so you're yelling, "Someone call the guards," as you move. Okay, cool. Sounds fair and reasonable. Where did it go? Okay, Feralt, what would you like to do?
So Feralt jumps up and runs for like some sort of cover in the same direction that B was moving.
Okay.
And I am going to attack the wizard with a firebolt.
Very good. Roll to hit.
Pretty sure an 8 misses.
Yep, sadly that does not hit anything that you want it to. It hits the wall, scarring it with black soot. Very good, Feralt. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, or dialogue?
No, that's my turn.
Okay, then. Alright, so, suddenly, behind you, Alkas, what's your armor class?
Moment 15.
23 to hit. You suddenly take 6 points of slashing damage from behind Alkas as a quasit manifests from invisibility. It does 6 points of primary damage, and then you're going to make a Constitution saving throw. Fail?
It's a 9.
Okay, that almost saves but doesn't, and you take a further 6 points of poison damage, I think. Hang on, let me just roll that again. Yep, poison. Okay, so it was poison. Alright, taken that, figured out, good. Recorded, bloody blah. Rokan, you are next.
Do I see the closet?
The closet, You do see the closet. Yes, it suddenly appears briefly behind Alcas.
Okay, I'll
Striking.
hunter's mark it
All right, you hunters mark the closet and you
and throw my axes.
throw your axes. Okay. Jordan.
21 to hit.
21 to hit. That's a hit. Okay,
It's going
damage.
to be 6 points of damage
6 points of damage to the closet plus hunter's
to the
mark.
closet. Plus Hunter's Mark. Can't do that because he doesn't have spells, hasn't had a long rest.
Oh, okay, so no hunter's mark. Sorry about that.
No Hunter's Mark at the
You
moment.
can throw your other hand axe instead then if you wish.
And the other hand axe, which is a 15 to hit.
That hits.
And that's going to be 4 points of damage.
Okay, Barry, your 2 axes bury themselves into the closet, killing it. It slumps over onto the table, groaning as it goes down, and it begins to evaporate steam like green smoke off of its body quite rapidly between your 2 axes that are buried into the table now. Okay, so Rokan, that's your turn. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, or dialogue that you would like to?
I will go over and get my axes.
Okay, so you're going to go move, get your axes. That's fair. B, you are next.
Hearing the burning hands, I'm going to cautiously come down the stairs and I'm going to cast Firebolt at the wizard.
Okay, so you come down and roll to hit.
Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. That is a 10 to hit.
10, unfortunately, is not quite good enough to hit this wizard. Sadly, your firebolt soars past, striking the bar instead.
And then I'm going to...
Scarring it, smashing pieces of glass and crockery.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to go back up the stairs a bit.
Okay, so you're just coming out, popping out fire and come back. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Vespera, it is your turn.
Excellent. I am going to cast Shillelagh on my bonking stick.
Bonking stick.
So it will blossom into these brilliant fiery leaves.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go up to the wizard dude and I'm going to smack him.
All right, so you're moving to the caster and you're going to hit him. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Roll to hit.
I gotta find it. One sec. Shillelagh, where are you? 18.
18. Well, that would hit, but as a reaction, he casts Shield, which takes his armor class to. Haha, you know what? You still hit. Okay.
Sucker.
All right,
Waste
go on.
your spells.
Roll your
go
damage.
On.
Well, it stays up for a turn, so that's okay.
That's true.
Not the worst thing he could have done.
And 6 points.
6 points of damage. Okay, so Shillelagh.
It's something.
6 points of damage. Is that anything else you'd like to do on your turn there? Actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, dialogue?
No.
No. Okay, well.
Nope.
No.
I guess while
Yep.
I'm just staring daggers at him and
Staring daggers at him. Okay, cool. Fair
Yeah.
enough. How many hit points do you have?
like
22
most
by
of
the
them?
looks of it.
Yeah.
One. Vespera, you fall asleep.
Okay.
Alcas, what would you like to do?
The closet that jumped out and attacked me that Rokan then killed,
Yes.
was that the one that was with the wizard? Or is it a second one?
Yes, it was the one that was with the wizard. Yes. As far as you're aware. I mean, it could be a second one. There could be 8 of them, all turning invisible and uninvisible on a rotational basis. They may have a union.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Is there any... I called out for the guards a while back. Is there any...
Response to that?
Yeah.
Well, it's only been 6 seconds.
So
at this point, no
there were other
response.
patrons and stuff in the tavern, though.
Right.
Are
Yeah,
they...
they are calling out. They are freaking out, running for the door in some cases. Yep. But there's no guards here at this point. Mostly it has had the effect of emptying the room. In fact, to be fair, I think the burning hands probably did more than anything to begin that process.
Okay, I am going to move to the wizard.
Yep.
With a dagger.
Okay.
And just take a stab with the dagger.
Roll to hit.
For a 16 to hit.
16. That does hit.
For 7 points of damage. And now...
Uh-oh.
Is there anyone else apart from me and the wizard within 5 feet?
There. Anybody on the
Vespera?
in the group? Vespera? You're within 5 feet because you just bonked it with a shillelagh.
That's true, but I'm asleep.
You are asleep. That's true. She's asleep.
I'm still in melee combat. I can sleep and I can attack my sleep.
You're not in melee combat, but you are within 5 feet.
Nah, it doesn't work then.
Doesn't work.
And then I will, not needing to disengage, move back out and use my bonus action to try hide behind a table.
Okay, so you make a stealth check. Meanwhile, Feralt...
That's an 8.
He rolled an 8 on his stealth check. Not especially stealthy, hiding behind that very see-through chair. But Feralt, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
So I have a quick look around to see if any of my party is obviously injured.
You can see that Rokan is down to like he's very hurt. Yes, he's bleeding. He hasn't even been fixed from his last encounters. You know, he's an orc.
Okay, so in that case, I call Stolas down from the rafters, send him over to Rokan.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Okay, on Rokan.
Correct.
Okay, so Rokan gets back how many hit points?
14 hit points to Rokan.
Very nice. 14 hit points to Rokan. Over to
and
you,
that's my
Jordan.
turn.
Great. The Quasit is no longer with us, but Rokan, you're now at 20 hit points, which is good, better than before. 20 out of 32. You were at 6. Rokan, what would you like to do? You've got your axes back out. You've seen the wizard put Vespera to sleep. You've seen him fire a burning hands across the room that ripped up the area around you.
I've got no spells, eh?
Spells, you've got none, yeah.
Okay,
You may
I
have,
will.
you may have class traits and features up your sleeve.
I'll
Does he have
proceed.
his bow?
His bow, he should have his bow.
I will proceed to if I'm far enough away.
Yep.
Because if you have a bow up close, it's useless. Okay, see, I read my books.
Yep.
I pull my bow out and fire at him.
Alright, so you're going to roll to hit with your longbow. It's plus 6 to
Yep.
hit. Let's go.
That is a 19,
19 is a hit. Thank you very much.
and that's going to be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. More than enough damage to kill Alcas, but not enough to kill the wizard. Okay, Rokan, so you've done 11 points of damage. Do you have any other actions? Bonus actions? Movement? Flavor? Dialogue? What has he got up his sleeve there? Jordan, do you see anything fancy he could do?
No.
I'm
Not at the
gonna prepare myself for another arrow next turn. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you're going to hold...
Action.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
but then you'd have to set up a trigger. Do you just want to change the initiative order, or what? It's not, because it's not going to change anything holding an action.
Okay. I won't hold an action. I'll just let it go and wait my turn.
Okay, B, you're up next.
I think I'm just going to do the same thing. Pop down, cast a spell, shoot back up.
Okay, so we're going to cast the same spell, is it?
Yes, we are.
Roll to hit.
That is going to be a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Excellent. And that's going to be 7 points of fire damage.
B, you kill the wizard with your firebolt. How do you do
Excellent.
it? Tell us about it.
You just, how if people were looking at me, you'd see me pop down very slowly and go, and you just see the ball of fire just go into the wizard, and I think I would hit him right in the emblem,
Okay.
right where the emblem is.
All right. Well, it kills him, and he falls to the ground, smoking from the firebolt. And he just chokes out on the ground right there. Everywhere around you, there are people yelling and shouting, screaming, bartenders like telling everybody to get out, get to their own safety and that kind of thing. We're closed, we're closing, that kind of stuff. People are running down the stairs from where you were, B, to get out. You can make perception checks.
Could I take a long rest here?
Right now?
Well, I'm asleep, so...
No. But that you do wake up instantly the moment the wizard dies.
Oh, wow. I was having a lovely dream. But why am I on the floor?
Well, at that point, Vespera, you can make a perception check. Did I get you to do that?
17.
17, okay. Well, Vespera, you notice that the curtains are on fire. Rokan, you pretty satisfied. You killed that Quasit. Did some damage to the wizard. Yeah.
Happy man.
Feralt,
Happy
you're
man.
a little bit similarly distracted by something, I suppose. Alcas, yep.
Vespera, do you mention the fire?
I'm...
Not yet.
Yeah. That's not right. The
Alcas
fire.
also noticed the curtains are on fire, but you also notice the sound of boots coming from outside now.
Alcus doesn't really care about the curtains on fire. He's very much the meme of "this is fine."
Okay.
As he grabs probably some random's half-drunk drink off a table and sits down, or grabs like a chair and sits down, waiting for the guards to turn up.
Okay. Very good. Well, people are running out now.
Rokan.
Does it look like the fire is able to be put out?
It could be put out if you had an ocean. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Does Vespera, you are an elemental druid, a fire druid. Do you think it could be
Yes.
put out? Do you want to make an Arcana check?
Sure. 16.
Okay, well, you know it was started by pure magical fire, and so it's pretty tenacious. It can be put out, but it's not just going to go out. And it's got fuel. This place is made of wood. Certainly big parts of it are made of wood.
I do not believe I have enough druid spells slots left to get rid of this. So I'm going to try and find a way out.
Fire is pooling along the ceiling now.
Okay. Are there windows?
There are shuttered windows, yes. You can smash one open and dive out if you wish.
Yes, and I want to make sure everyone's coming along with me,
Okay.
especially Alcus.
Yeah, no, Alcus is seeing like the room go up more. He's grabbing a drink. He's grabbing the drink he had, and probably any more on the way out, and just leaving.
Okay, Rokan?
There's no saving this, is there? To my logic.
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything Rokan can think of to save this.
As Alcas leaves, though, he would like to try slip away into an alleyway or something.
Sure, would you like to make a stealth check, Elkas?
Can I ask if the curtain's on rails?
Is it on rails? It's on a rail, like a wooden beam, with loops that go around like a post.
Yeah, like ours at the house.
Yeah, well, like a lot of... What it doesn't have is like a little modern thingy with little beads in the thing, and it's...
So I can't take the rail off and throw it out the window.
The rail's on fire.
Oh.
Could you try pulling it down
The curtain's on fire.
all the way to the ground?
Started at the ground.
Okay. All right. No saving it. I'll get out of here.
Okay,
we can throw money at it.
If you're going through the window, you
Oh, is there water?
can. There is a little bit of water and cups and stuff around, but not. There's. You don't think that by the time you've got water, you know what? Rokan, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Off I go.
That is a 2.
Sure, you can easily go and get a whole bucket of water and bring it back here, and by that time the place will definitely not have gone up in flame and you will not be trapped.
Okay. Well, on that logic, I'll go and get the bucket of water.
Right, and when you've got the bucket of water, you come out and you're surrounded in flame and you're trapped.
With the wall.
Huh?
Smash through the wall.
Okay, so you're going to just go straight through the wall. Okay,
Yeah.
we are going to make a strength check, a constitution check, and probably take some damage. So let's do the strength check first. Athletics.
I'll put the water over me.
Okay.
Athletics is a 4. Arbus is an 8.
Okay, you're not going through the wall. Wall is reinforced.
Window.
Okay, through. Let's try again on another location, a window.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
Okay, so you go smashing through the shutter on fire, but you're pouring the water on yourself. You can make the Constitution save to see how well that goes.
That is a 3.
Okay, in which case, Rokan, you take 14 points of fire damage.
Okay. Okay.
Good thing I healed him.
Okay.
But you are now
Yeah.
out.
Back to where he started.
But you're out
Oh
on
my
the street, and I'm assuming everybody's made it out onto the street at this point.
I didn't get a chance to say, but Furlt grabbed the Barakyle apprentice and shoved him in the bag of holding before dashing out.
You may have to make a strength check to do that.
Oh, that's
No,
funny.
because I chucked him in the bag of holding. I just, like, pulled it over his head.
Okay. All right. Okay. What did you call it?
Bastard.
Very good. Okay, cool. So, thusly, you all get out of the burning building one way or
B.
another.
I'll go looking for B.
And now there is a bunch of people standing out on the street watching the tavern burn.
B.
Alcas's stealth to try to slip away was a 13, by the way.
Okay, cool. So Alcas, are you nearby or are you fucking off?
I'm probably like trying to stick to like the back of the crowd.
Okay. All right. Well, there are definitely more people coming up from both directions towards this location to watch this burning building going up. And some of them are coming here with water, and some of them are coming here with all sorts of stuff. People are calling out for the guards. A few guards get here. They ride up and then leave a couple of soldiers here, and then one of them rides off again to get some more help. How long are you going to stick around?
Probably as like the soldiers start to ride off and people start to like head off to go get more help and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna slink off and at this point just disappear into another part of the city.
Slink off and disappear into another part of the city. All right. Well, those of you that are still there, you can hear the bells ringing as they are calling for the guards, calling for, obviously, the fire alarm has been set off. And
Good.
how long do you stick around, the rest of you?
Hey, I'm gonna just find another tavern.
Find another tavern. Okay, so you just start looking for another tavern. Cool.
Yeah.
You know a bunch of them. B.
I think B is still in the midst of a panic attack. I think she's now trying to make her way back to where she thinks Drazael is.
Drazael?
Drazael. There's so many.
John, Juan.
John,
All right.
Julio.
Well, I was out looking for you.
I think you'd definitely see me start making my way away.
Okay.
Well, I start following.
Okay, so Vespera follows B, and B, you head down some stairs. You get to a market down there. The market's basically it's almost closed. It's now about 15 minutes past 8 o'clock at night time, and everything's pretty much shut. There's a few people wandering past, taking their things home. There's somebody locking some gates. There's a few guards on patrol up the other end of one of the streets that crosses through here. There's a fountain with a statue of an ancient emperor that once ruled DAGDAGIEL. You don't even know his name.
I think at this point I just lean up against the fountain and collapse.
Okay. So, Vespera, what do you do?
I will make my way over to her and check her neck pulse, I suppose.
Her neck pulse.
I'll just make sure that she's okay. She's not say she wasn't dying of like smoke inhalation or yeah. 16
on a medicine check. Okay, well that sounds pretty conclusive.
she's just exhausted. Okay.
Yeah, she's just exhausted.
All right, Feralt,
Okay.
where have you gone? Feralt.
Feralt is going to go to the guard captain that commissioned them to look into the orcs, just so he can hand over whatever notes and observations he made while he was down there.
Okay, why didn't he do that when he met with Drazan earlier at the tavern?
Because he was shell-shocked.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Rokan, you're heading to the nearest tavern. So
The pig's, what's her name?
Oh, you want to go to the Rumbling Pig?
The pig's
Yep.
testicle.
I'm
Everything's
going back to
testicles
the
with
rumbling
you, Charles.
pig.
Everything is testicles.
Are you okay tonight? Like,
Okay, so so you get to the Rumbling Pig, and Jasna serves you a large bucket of ale, Rokan.
Sit down.
Are you alright, Rokan? She says.
I think me go of room get changed.
You look a bit pale, you know, for an orc.
Yeah,
Did you see what I
little
did?
less green.
You well?
Oh, in go on fire.
You smell a bit funny, you know. A little bit crispy, like bacon.
In go on fire.
She looks around. What are you talking about, Rokan? The place is not on fire.
Not this inn. The other inn.
You were at another inn? How dare you?
Me do business.
Fair enough. So, Alcas, you're sneaking through to the next part of town.
yes, looking at your map of the city on
Yeah.
Roll20, I'm going to sneak through to House Kaelrin
House Kaelrin, alright.
and talk my way through the guards. They probably know who I am. I've been around when
They
I
do,
worked for
yeah.
House Kaelrin.
Yeah.
And pretty much just pass out in the stables.
Okay, so you pass out in the stables at House Kaelrin, alright. Well, it is not too much later than that, perhaps less than an hour, when you are visited upon by several guards and Lord Regan. And Alcas, you find yourself being slapped awake, and a bucket of water poured over your head.
Oh, that's refreshing. Thank you.
And Lord Regan stands there leaning on his cane. Well, Alcas, you're back, but no sign of Alexander, no sign of the rest of them. Any word? You just come in here and fall asleep in the stables now, do you?
Well,
I'm talking to you, boy.
yes. I don't know how to tell you this,
Tell me what.
so I'm just gonna say it, and then your guards are gonna hit me, and we'll go from there.
Alcas.
Alexander is dead.
What? Say that again.
Alexander is dead.
He whacks you with his cane. So I will make it a hit roll, though. 14.
Yep. Oh, well, it's 15, but I'm on the ground, just been woken up. I'd say,
Fair
yeah.
enough. It's not going to do any damage. We'll just make it a role-playing flavor thing. Okay, so he whacks you with his cane. Where is he then? You left his body somewhere. You don't have it here, I see.
I
The boy's
don't
my
have
nephew,
it.
you know that. You let him die.
Hey, I barely escaped with my life. It was a matter of overconfidence from our party.
Oh, I can imagine that.
I I only came here to make sure you knew and not forgotten. I am not sure where his body was. I know it was collected. If uh
Where are
I
your
will find out where
friends?
it is and make sure it is taken to the temple for proper
You bring it here.
You want me to bring it here,
You
not the
bring him
temple?
here. Aye. You
I
don't know
will
his
make
religion.
sure someone knows.
Very well.
I'm sorry. I just thought you should know.
Do we have any outstanding business, you and I, Alcas?
None that I know of.
Very well then. Until you choose to come and see Lord Caelrin on your own accord, then we shall see for now that your contracts have ended with House Caelrin.
Yes, Lord. I'm sorry again, my lord.
You can't sleep here, Alcas.
Ah, come on. It's the stable. No one's gonna care.
Well, that's what I mean. You can sleep in Alexander's room if you wish.
No thanks. I'll find somewhere else.
Best you do, then. He turns and starts heading off back up the stairs. Throw him out! He says to the guards as he leaves. And they pick you up by the shoulders and get you
Yeah,
to
they
your
probably
feet.
do throw me out as well,
Pretty
rather
much
than
through the doors, out onto the street. Out onto the... There's a bridge that goes across the river to where the road is from the entranceway to House Caelrin. Okay, so they throw you out onto the street. I'll tell you what, you can make a dexterity saving throw.
I was gonna say from there, that's a 14.
14 for a saving throw. Yes, you managed to avoid the rapidly passing horses that charge on past you on the road. You managed
From
to
there,
avoid
I
being
probably make my way back to the Rumbling Pig also. However, I take my time bouncing between different bars and taverns.
smashed. Okay. And you keep going into them and they keep being underwhelming. All right. Very well. So sooner or later you'll find your way into the Rumbling Pig Tavern. Excellent. Feralt, B, Vespera. Where are you guys?
Well, I was with Bee, where she collapsed.
Right.
I'm going to try and rouse her a little bit, so
Okay.
we can make our way back to the Rumbling Pig. Come on, wake up.
I'm not asleep as such. I'm more just crying. I'm
Oh.
just and and you hear me mumbling under my breath, I can't do this anymore, and sadness, and I'd said,
You get way more XP if you roleplay. Way
um
more.
you hear me what word it I need a name for a wizard that that wizard that helped me escape.
His name can be Xandor.
Xandor, cool. I'm oh Xandor, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Xandor. I can't. And yeah, and I'm just crying. Just crying.
I'll take Bee's hand and squeeze it.
Inspiration for trying.
Bee, you can do this. You're the strongest out of any person I know. You left the Barracuda? That's awesome. That's really, really good. I imagine there's a lot of people who have seen a lot of bad things happen there, and they haven't done the same. And I'll create Theo, and I'll hand Theo to you.
With that, I cast Find Familiar,
Uh-huh.
and I bring
How
up
long does that
Annabelle.
take?
You don't cast it, you'll probably just summon them.
Yeah, I just summon Annabelle and start patting her.
Okay, so the cat comes walking out of the crowd, sort of between people's legs. The cat just was there all along. Yeah. This black cat?
Came out from under my skirt. Yes. Yeah, it's a black cat.
Black cat, okay. So typical kind of black cat familiar comes wandering through the crowd and out from underneath Bee's skirt.
Would you like to trade just for a moment?
That was so good for a moment there.
Sorry,
Charlie was mouthing and we
I don't.
couldn't hear.
Other game. I don't want to. I don't want to have my loud keyboard on stream. It's very loud.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I hand Theo over to B, and I'll pick up the kitty.
Okay.
Very cute.
You both can make perception checks, please.
Should we head to the Rumbling Pig? That's where everyone will be.
That is a 19 for me.
A 19, okay.
And 13.
13.
Yeah.
Jordan, what B notices is that up above in the sky, over the next wall in the next section of the city, through this gate that leads across a bridge and across one of the many moats of the city, you can see a couple of hawks circling, and that immediately triggers you.
God. Oh God, they're coming. And I point up at the sky and say, "The hawks." Do you know how to get to the Rumbling Pig without being seen?
No. Well, I mean, probably. I could try. I'm not the greatest at it, but we'll give it a shot. Let's go. Let us go. Once we meet up with the others, we will have more reinforcements. More people to look out for you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Also, we have Lathander, and he'll look after us. Come on, let's go. I'll grab Bee by the arm and just drag her along.
Okay, so Bee gets dragged along by the arm, and eventually, where are you heading to? Are you heading to the Rumbling Pig?
Yep.
Okay, so it seems to me that the party begins to converge at the Rumbling Pig. Who got there first? Rokan. Okay, so Rokan, what state do they find you in when they come stumbling into the Rumbling Pig?
I've tidied up as much as I can. And I'm sitting at a table with a ale. With an ale.
Alright. Well, Rokan, since you've been here, you've been friends with Olaf the cook for a while now. And Olaf has come out and he's sitting at the table with you, and he's asking you about, in fact, I'll roleplay this. He says, "So you're saying that in your country, when you kill the oxen, you don't necessarily cook it all. You might just eat bits of it."
That's right. Do
you know
not
that's
do the same thing?
unsavory and disgusting. That's how people get sick like that. They're not you say. You orcs, you say you don't get sick from meat like that.
We put it in salt.
Oh. Well, I suppose you could do that. Anyway, somebody comes running in at that point. Who is it? Is it Alcas? Is it Feralt?
Let's say it's Feralt.
Okay, Feralt. You come wandering in to find Rokan talking to Olaf the cook. He's got his apron on. He's holding a meat chopper in one hand, by the way, butcher's knife.
Which is very on brand.
Yeah. He looks up at you, Feralt, as you come in. He probably recognizes you by this point, yeah? you've been in here before a few times. I don't know if you've spoken
Yeah.
to the cook much.
Well, there was that time I did the fry bread, so
That's
he would
right.
know me.
That's right. Yeah, I had a feeling about that. Okay. So he looks up at you. Ah, you, Feralt. That how you say your strange, faraway name?
Peralt.
For what? Ugh.
The way you said it before is close enough.
Ugh. It sounds like somebody trying to hold back their dinner or something.
Just out of character, I was thinking about it. Let's say he's from a human settlement near the Banakaya, because the dwarves have a kind of Scottish accent as well.
Yep, sure.
And so I just kind of shrug and nod at him.
All right. Who comes in next?
Possibly us at that
Probably you
point.
guys. You maybe Alcaz last because he's weaving around various bars.
Yeah.
Okay, so B and Vespera, you come in. Anyway, Olaf stands up. I'll leave you two to it. I'll have Jasner come and fetch you some to drink. And he stands up and wanders back to the...
Thank you kindly.
Very well.
I will.
Closes the door to the kitchen. And you hear Jasner come out.
So, assuming that everyone is sort of together, we will go. I'll direct them over to the others, and then start handing out berries to those who require them. I have about 10 left, I think.
10 good berries.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. So, Rokon looks pretty bad. Berry?
Me have two.
You have 2. Okay, I will also have 1.
Would what Rokan and Elkas have done count for a short rest?
Sure. Yep. I would be prepared to say that you could all have short rests by this point, if you want to have had.
I want a long rest.
Well, I can't say I can give you that, because you haven't taken 8 hours out to do that, so...
That's true.
You could...
I think it's almost time that we should do that, though. Right? Time for bedtime, right, everyone?
Yeah. Me
Right.
go to bed.
By the time Alcas gets there, it's probably like 10 bells or something.
Yep.
I'm going to get another room for B and I to stay in. And I'm going to ask that Jazz now puts it on Alcas's tab.
Well, she will, as long as Alcas marginally agrees to it, even if he's not fully cognizant of what he's agreed to.
I mean, Sean's happy with that. Alcas, we'll see.
Okay.
But as you say, probably at about 10 bells, Olaf probably starts hearing some like drunken slurring singing from out back, and if he investigates, he'll find Alcas just well and truly hammered, drinking and singing drunken sailor songs out of like the back alley type thing.
Who's going to hear this, do you think?
Probably like Olaf or someone who's like out the back. It's like the back entrance to the kitchen
okay.
type thing, I'm thinking.
Right. Sure. All right. And do you have a room here typically? Your own room?
I think
currently have a
normally
room here?
it's not like a permanent thing, but
Are you paid up right now at this tavern?
probably not, and probably... Actually, I'm just going to say, no, I definitely have to pay for at least the night tonight.
Uh-huh.
However, Alcas is in such a point where anything that they charge, he will pay.
Okay. All right. And they know that?
Yes.
They've gathered that, okay.
Oh, yes, they know he can easily be ripped off at this point. However,
Okay, Rokan, what were you saying?
maybe friends with them?
Before I go to bed, I will look for Elcas because he wasn't here.
That's fair. Okay, well, I mean,
Okay.
I get the feeling that you might find him out on the back street behind the tavern then.
Yep.
And he's singing to himself and still drinking some leftover wine in a skin, perhaps. leaning up against the wall in the alley, looking
You
down
ready
into
to
the
go
street.
to sleep yet, Outcast? Okay. Okay, a little bit longer, Outcast. A little bit longer.
Hugh, Rokan. Oh, my friend.
You want another drink? Yeah, okay. All right. You need a hand? I'll throw him over. I'll throw him over my shoulder.
You throw him over your shoulder. Okay. Can you make
Whee!
perception checks, the pair of you? Alcas, you're at disadvantage because you're fucked off your nut.
So good.
That's a 14 for Rokan.
Uh-huh.
With disadvantage, that's an 18.
Wow. As Rokan is taking you around the alley, because you're on Rokan's back, you see some figures step out behind you and start following you guys down the alley. I am going to get initiative checks. I'll get them from everyone just because there is a possibility that you might find your way here or not, but
Oh,
I know you
Lord.
probably won't. So
So that's
16 for Vespera, 22 for Rokan, 11 for Alcas, 4 for Frelt, and 21 for B. Yeah? Okay, cool.
That's correct.
Rokan, I'm going to get a perception check from you too. So I will need Jordan to manage that.
Is this a different perception check or another one?
Did he already roll a perception check?
Yeah, he got a 14.
Oh, you got a 14. Okay, cool. 14. Okay, so yes, Rokan, you also see some of these figures step out at the other end of the alley. On the side of you is the wall of the tavern. So on one side is the wall of the tavern. On the other side is the wall of another, a brewery, in fact. And you're going through this alley. There's figures in front of you. You hear figures behind you. Alcas, you've also noticed these figures in both directions. Rokan, it's your turn. You've got Alcas on your shoulder. Pista's a newt.
Yep. I will put him up against the wall.
Okay, so you just drop him to the floor and lean him
No.
against the wall.
Yeah, no, I put him there properly because I'm seeing him in. I don't want to damage him.
Right, but I'm just trying to figure out how you put him against the wall.
I sling him back basically, and
Alright, so you put him against the wall, and then
yeah.
what?
Then I go, take my axes out and go, what do you want?
Okay, so you can make a intimidation check, please. Rokan.
We can do that right now, and that is going to be a 9.
Damn.
Oh,
I am going to change my dice.
good idea.
Well, actually, these thugs kind of back off a bit, weirdly enough. They look at you and they size you up, Rokan, and you apparently appear quite big to them, and they signal each other, and they head back around the sides of the walls.
I pick up Balcas again.
Alright.
If this is like before initiative as well, when Rokan does that, Alcas is kind of like mimicking him, standing behind him.
Standing
Like,
behind you.
standing like trying to stand behind him, just like, yeah, what do you want?
Right, fair enough. And then Rokan picks you up again over his shoulder like a fireman's
Whoop,
lift.
here we go.
Okay, and then Rokan, you get to the edge and turn the corner, and as you do, a mace comes swinging out from the corner.
Why am I not surprised?
That's a 20 to hit. I'm assuming that's going to hit you.
It's gonna.
Rokan
What?
takes 7 points of mace to the face damage.
Okay.
I just gave you that healing.
That little short rest did a really good job because it took you back to full health.
The short rest took him to full health.
Plus the 2 good berries that he had.
Ah, okay, okay. So Rokan's taken 6 points of damage. The next thug comes out from the other side, also swinging at Rokan. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
7 points of damage.
Yep, that's noted.
The thugs at the other end of the alleyway are now running down the alleyway from behind. That's their turn. Rokan, it's your turn.
Axes.
Okay, axes. You're going to go for the one in front of you, the 2 in front of you?
The one who looks like a leader.
Okay.
I'll take him.
Well, they all look the same. Are you concentrating on 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I'll take the one in front of me.
All right, roll to hit.
Okay.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 does hit. Damage.
Cool. So that's going to be 6 points of damage.
6 points.
8. 8,
points
sorry,
of
8.
damage. 8 points of damage. Excellent. Okay. Any other actions? Movement, flavor, dialogue, bonus actions?
I say, can you people not leave me alone for a second?
Okay. Well, B's not here. Vespera's not here. Thug tries to restrain you, Rokan. 18. You need to make an athletics check of 18 or higher to avoid being restrained.
Athletics check, correct?
Yep.
That is going to be an 8.
An 8. Damn. Okay.
An 8.
So, Rokan, you cannot move from where you are. You can still attack, but you can't move. The next thug has come up from behind. Alcas, you're kind of in the way of him. So he's going to try and hit you with a mace. 15 to hit.
Meets it, beats it without my shield at the moment.
Damn. Okay. So Alcas, you take 3 points of mace to the face, and it is Alcas's turn.
Hey, that's not nice. I'm just going to try and tackle him.
Attack him. Okay.
Just tackle him.
Oh, tackle him. Okay.
Grapple.
So, grapple. Okay. Go for your life.
For a 5.
Yeah, I think he grapples you back, given that you're so uncoordinated and drunk.
I think I probably dived for him and just landed his feet, and
you just keep it down there, fellow. Puts his foot on your head. Okay, and then the next one of these guys, he's gonna smack you with his mace. I think 11, 15. That hits you. 6 points of mace damage, Alcas. The other one is going for Rokan. Rokan, what's your AC?
Also 15.
Okay, that's another hit. 8 points of mace damage to Rokan. Now you're getting smashed. Both of you are starting to realize this, I think.
Alcas is now face down on the ground on 1 hit point.
Right, so Alcas is well fucked up. Alright, and so the rest of you guys, you are in your room in the tavern. Is that right?
I never said I went upstairs. I'm thinking Furlt is still downstairs, just having a bite to eat.
So Furlt, you can make a perception check. Where's Vespera?
I think I'll be upstairs,
Okay.
making my bed or something.
Alright. You can make a perception check. Difficulty is going to be 18.
Okay.
Jojo.
I think I would also be downstairs and just seeing the food going, having my stomach rumble and go, ooh, food. So I'm also downstairs having some food as well.
Okay, you can make a perception check. Also, where is your cat, B?
My cat is just going around my legs in a figure 8.
Okay.
So I got a 20.
You got 20.
Perhaps do I hear them from outside the window?
You do hear them from outside the window. Flaps, covers, yes.
Shutters,
thank you.
And do I still have Theo out?
Up to you.
Yeah, well, fuck yeah. If I get that choice, I'm saying fuck yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
let
how
me know
long
when
does
it's
Theo
initiative.
normally come out for? Are there any rules about that?
An hour.
Oh, in that case, then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would say no.
So I got a
shouldn't have said anything.
No, I shouldn't.
so I got a 12 for my perception check, but
But
Annabelle got a 17 plus 3, so she got a
Okay.
unnatural 20.
all right. Well, what you notice, B, is Annabelle's ears perk up, and she suddenly seems really tense about something, and she goes trotting down the corridor towards the back door.
Um, Me obviously being connected to her and her to me, I am interested and piques my curiosity, so I start following her. I say to Feralt, oh, I think we might need to go. If my cat's doing this, she's normally pretty onto it. I think we need to go.
I know what you mean. I've got an owl like that.
They're a good time, aren't they? And I start making my way down the corridor towards the back door.
Okay.
Feralt will do the same.
Okay, so Feralt and B, you can enter initiative on the next turn. Vespera, you're at the window?
Yes, I want to open the window.
Okay, so looking down.
We had a short rest, so I should be able to get Theo back out again.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's my initiative, I will do something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, it is Rokan's turn. Rokan, you're still with axes, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so let's get a hit roll with your first axe.
yeah. Have I got any powers yet?
Still no spells.
Only a short
You only
rest,
get them on
so
leg.
yeah, you need a long rest.
Okay.
That's a 14 to hit,
14 to hit, that does hit.
and that's going to be 8 points of damage
8
max.
points of damage. Excellent. That thug is
And-
injured now. You've definitely made him bleed. Okay, Rokan, is that the end of your turn?
I've got one more axe.
One more axe, bring it.
That is a 21 to hit,
That is definitely a hit.
and it's going to be 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage because no strength modifier on the offhand attack. Okay,
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. So you've really very much injured this thug, Rokan. So that's good news for you. B, you get to the door, and you open the door, and you
Yep,
step out.
I see these thugs
Okay.
attacking.
Well, you can
Oh.
make a perception check, B.
Absolutely, we can make a perception check. That is going to be a 10.
Okay, well, it's enough for you to hear some sounds coming from the alley around the corner. And the cat
Okay.
is going that way. The cat can make a perception check too. Feralt, you can make a perception check while you're here.
So that is a 19 for my cat.
Okay, so the cat is heading for the alley.
Cool. I'm following the cat.
Okay.
That is a 16 for Feralt.
16 for Feralt. Okay, so you also hear these sounds coming from the alley, Feralt. Vespera, you open the window, you lean out, you look down. Did I get a perception check from you?
Nope, I can't see anything.
A 6.
But I can hear it. Right? I heard.
Yep,
I heard
you've
one. I heard one before.
You heard them before, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, what's going on down there? But then you will notice Feralt and B come out from the door below your window. At the back.
Is there like a? Could I hop out the window and onto like?
You want to jump out the window, basically?
I don't want to like jump and fall.
I think
I just want to.
Is there like a ledge or a roof she could run along?
Yeah.
a ledge or a roof? Yes, but it doesn't look very sturdy. But it might take your weight.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to hop out and have a look,
So you're
and
gonna
I'm
make
going to ask that Theo teleport me to safety if I fall.
Okay, so we'll make an acrobatics check for you, Vespera.
Okay. Oh, I fall. Okay.
You fall with a 7. Okay, and Theo teleports you to safety onto
Yep,
the ground.
to the ground?
Yep.
Oh.
And so B and Feralt, suddenly Vespera just appears in front of you with her fiery, glowy, giant moth. Theo.
Obviously not have seen this before. I'm going to let out a small scream.
Okay. That's fair. So you let
I'm
out
not going to do it. Yeah.
small scream. Very good.
Do I
Yep.
see anything now?
Well, you're moving across the top, and then you've jumped down and teleported, so it's kind of the
Yes.
end of your turn, I think.
That wasn't my action.
Well,
That's my movement. Or was it to climb out the window?
Yeah, your movement was to climb out the window. You can't see anybody directly at this point, Vespera.
Okay.
So yeah. However, Barry, Rokan, rather, the thug standing near you with a mace, pulls his mace back to swing at you, and hears something from behind, pausing momentarily, and then brings the mace down, missing you. The next thug attacks Alcas. Oh, me fucking molies. That's a critical natural 20.
I don't think it matters.
Doesn't really matter. You are unconscious. I'm going to roll the critical damage just to see what it would have been anyway. Not very impressive, actually. 7 hit points, but still more than 1, so you are unconscious, Alcas. Clonk. Very good. So we're going to skip your turn and make a death saving throw. I'm doing that for you?
Yep, and I don't want to know.
Okay. All right, very good. The thugs on the other side of you, Barry, they are swinging at you. The first one misses. The second one hits you. The second one hitting you for 8 points of damage. Is Rokan still standing?
He has 2 hit points left.
Oh dear, okay.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Feralt.
So I am going to use my movement to go around the corner and see what's going on.
Right, from the corner, you can look down the alleyway. You can see Alcas on the ground. You can see Rokan fighting 4 thugs, 2 in front, 2 behind.
Okay. How does Rokan look to me?
Hard to tell. He's surrounded by thugs. He's doing a lot of axe maneuvers.
Well, Alcas is on the ground, and I don't have Stolas out, and it takes an action to summon him.
Okay.
So I am going to cast Healing Word on Alcas at first level.
Okay, so Healing Word on Alcas at first level. 7 hit
That's
points.
7 points of healing, max healing.
Okay, great. So Alcas up for 7. Feralt, got any other actions, bonus actions, etc.?
I yell out at the top of my lungs, "Oi, you lot! What the hell are you doing?"
Fair enough. Okay, Rokan, you hear Feralt call that out. You also see Alcas gaining some health back from some magic. What would you like to do, Rokan? I assume it's going to be more axes. All right, let's roll the axes for him, Jordan.
First one is a 13.
13. All right, that's going to be a hit.
Excellent. That's going to be 3 points of damage, the minimum.
Wow. Okay, second attack.
And the second one is going to be a 22 to hit.
Woof. Okay, go. Roll damage.
With 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Okay, cool. Excellent. B.
As I come around the corner, I see these people attacking my new friends. And I am going to cast Magic Missile at the second level at the one that Rokan has just hit at.
Okay, so do your damage. Second level.
Absolutely. Which is pretty much the same, so that's 4, 5, 2. So 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage? Okay, so you kill that particular thug, destroying them with the magic missiles.
And with that, I just say to the rest of them, leave.
Alright, can you make an
I don't have time for this shit.
Intimidation check, please.
Absolutely. That's a 13.
13. Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
You're going to use it?
Yeah, if I may.
Okay.
That's an 18.
On intimidation, okay.
On intimidation, yeah.
Alright, you know what? I think that works. They fucking bolt. All 3 of them surviving. Just bolt. Running for the back. Vespera, it's your turn if you want to. They are running away from you. They have their backs to you. I would give you advantage on any kind of range attacks at this point.
That they're all running.
Yep.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to get out the remainder of my berries and start handing them out.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so you're handing out berries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be whoever looks the worst at the moment. So if it's Rokan, then yes, Rokan.
Rokan has 2 hit points, so yeah, he looks the worst.
Here you go. I'll put it in his mouth as my action.
Alright, so that brings him up by 4 hit points, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Alcas, you want to answer chat?
Oh, what's going on in chat?
Oh, about the class.
Yeah.
I'm a barbarian level 1 and rogue level 3, and I am a swashbuckler for the rogue archetype.
Alright. Okay, so what are you guys doing now? You've survived, you've handed out some good berries. Alcas, you are awake and no longer dead. I mean
I'm
unconscious.
looking for my wineskin. And
Alcas,
just lying on the ground, having a nap and drinking.
Alcas,
I'm gonna.
can you just make a constitution saving throw from the amount of alcohol and beatings that you've taken today?
That's a 7.
So you have a splitting headache right now, Alcas. It's a killer.
I'm going to walk over to Alcas. Just hold his hair back when he vomits. I'm going to be kind and look after him.
To
If
be
he
honest,
needs-
I think probably in combination of being hit on the head with a mace, being pushed to the ground, being knocked unconscious and everything, I'm probably lying in a pool of my own vomit at this point.
Well, I'm going to help you not be in a pool of your own vomit. And I'm also going, like, when you're not so bad off, I'm going to give you a good berry.
Okay.
Sneak it in there. Yeah.
And I'll wash it down with some more wine.
Can
So-
I prestidigitation the vomit away?
Okay. Very nice.
Just snap my fingers and the vomit's gone.
Alcas, what is wrong?
How many points have I got?
Hit points? You have like 2 hit points up until
6 hit points now.
6 now. Out of how many? 27 or something? Or
32 and he has 6 now.
32 and he has 6. So he's pretty low on hit points. Pretty low. Pretty low. Very well. Okay, so what are you guys going to do? You're in the alley. One of these thugs is laying here dead, or possibly unconscious, but he's laying there out at least. The other 3 have run away. You're in the alley next to the Rumbling Pig Tavern, where you have rooms, yeah, or a room,
Yes.
or several rooms. Okay.
Come on, Alcas. Wakey, let's go. Time to go to bed. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
I'll
Alcas,
help you up.
As you're about to get up, Alcas, this big giant rat climbs over your face.
What was that?
It runs off
It's
down
just-
the alley and goes down a hole in the wall into the
It's one
sewer.
of nature's children. Let's go. Let's go.
That's...
Take him inside. Even if I can't help him up to his bed, I'm going to call it a night for myself anyway. Really want to get a long rest in. Stop making it so damn hard.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, so you go back to your room and take a long rest, I'm going to assume. Is that fair and reasonable to say?
Yep.
Don't you dare say anything, Feralt. Just go to bed.
Just go to bed for a
I'm
Just go
going
to bed, Feralt.
I'm going to go to my room and take the bastard out of my bag of holding and investigate, see if there's anything on him that looks interesting.
Alright, so Ferrelt goes back to his room, and in the candlelight alone in the room, he opens up his bag of holding and takes out a corpse. A long corpse comes out of the bag of holding, and it is indeed... who is this? This is a Barakyle wizard, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
you said he was an apprentice.
Yeah. Okay, so you pull him out and you lay him there, and he looks quite pale. Can you make an investigation check, please?
Also to note, my body is still in there. Well,
All right.
Alex's body is still in there.
Alexander is still in the bag of holding.
Well, because Ferlt hasn't had a chance to give it back yet, because he knows Alexander's family's in the city, but nobody's taken him there and given him an introduction. So that was 16 for investigation.
We got
Okay, 16 for investigation. You notice that this individual's pupils are oddly dilated, not just from being dead, but kind of a bit strange. His eyes are a bit strange. You can't quite figure that out. What did you say you rolled? It was a
16.
16. It seems to have some sort of ashen-looking skin condition on top of that, up close and personal. As you investigate the body, you find tattoos under their clothes, long strings of archaic text that you are unable to decipher, most likely, although you are an alchemist.
I have a level in wizard as well.
Yeah, that is true. You know what? Make an Arcana check.
Can I use the inspiration you gave me last time?
Sure.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You believe that the Wizards of the Barakyle Envoy mark themselves with different runes and tattoos and things depending on their grades and station, and they receive these as part of their initiatory rites. They pertain to a certain level of magical protections, elemental protections, protections from fiends and undead and things like that. Mostly it's so that they can work with these types of entities and creatures. So that's kind of what you get from that. You do find a bag of spell components and a spell book.
Can I take that spell book and start using it myself?
You can. Now, depending on what your thoughts were, my main thing here is to say that this is an apprentice wizard. He obviously had burning hands and sleep. If you didn't have any of those spells, then you can take those and add them to your spell book after paying the equivalent and correct expenses. Other spells that you might get out of that book.
No, sorry, I wasn't trying to learn his spells. I was trying to use it as a spell book as such, because you don't get one automatically when you multi-class into wizard.
You didn't start one. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fair. Then in which case, yes, you can use his spell book as your spell book. Yeah, that would work.
Aww.
And then I can later, so I'll just put some of the spells I know into that, and then, later I will look at copying those spells out of it.
Cool. Very good.
That was actually the main reason I grabbed his body.
Okay. Very good. So you now have a spell book. All right.
Yep.
So, Rokan, you just go back to bed? Or not back to bed, but to bed.
Yeah,
right.
I go to bed.
And are you going to sleep in a private room, in a shared room, or in the tavern on the floor? In front of the fireplace or something?
I'm gonna sleep in the tavern by the fireplace.
Okay, sounds good. Alcas, are you going to sleep next to Rokan, or are you going to sleep in a room?
I think that's up to Vespera how far she dragged me.
Okay.
I would have taken him up to a room.
Okay, so you take him to your room where you and Bay are?
Oh no, I'm taking him to another room.
Another room.
Yeah,
His own room.
Yes.
All right, very good.
It's the Elcas suite.
The Alcas suite. The great
It smells like
Alcas
vomit.
suite. Smells like what?
Vomit.
Vomit. Right. I'm glad you said that. Not really. Feralt, where do you sleep then?
I'm going to say that I have a room and I'm sleeping there.
Okay. Very good then. The night passes and you each have a long rest. Mwah. Your hit points return to maximum in some abstract, strange
Yay.
way. You all feel better.
It's good.
Your spell slots return to you mysteriously, or not mysteriously, and your class traits and racial traits reset as per their instructions, and thusly you wake up feeling somewhat refreshed.
Yay!
You know,
And I have a level 2 slot.
you have a level 2
Everyone?
slot. Woohoo.
Yeah.
And what can you do with it? I fear.
I'm obviously going to prepare Lesser Restoration because holy shit. Oh.
Lesser restoration.
Yes. I mean, obviously.
That's a pretty good spell to prepare. Okay, cool. All right, so having
Isn't it, Feralt?
Definitely, I agree.
Feralt
Mhm.
agrees. Feralt agrees. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Right.
So you wake up, Rokan. It's cold, and you can hear the sounds.
No,
of Jasna.
no. I'm not cold.
Well, you are a bit cold because the fireplace has gone down and it's early.
You got a skin around me.
Okay. But your breath.
I'm chilled. I am chilled.
Okay, whatever. Jasna makes breakfast in the tavern, and she serves it out.
See,
on a buffet.
that's the most important thing you should have mentioned.
I was getting
Yeah.
there. Jesus Christ, players. Can't work with them, can't kill them.
You can kill them.
You can kill them.
I can kill them. That gets a bit repetitive.
You already have.
Starts, yeah. Okay, so you're having breakfast then, Rokan. Alcas,
Oh, yes,
you
yes.
went to the room. Okay, so you wake up in your room. B, you wake up opposite Vespera in a bed in a private room. Just for the girls. And Feralt wakes up by himself also. So, I don't know, what are you guys going to do? You're going to converge in the tavern for breakfast?
Breakfast, and if there's an equivalent of coffee, Feralt is drinking it.
Right. Yeah, I think there's like a special malt that comes from a certain part of the Banakaya or something like that.
Even if he has to,
malt.
like, buy it himself and just have, like, a little pot on the table, he is absolutely doing that.
And there's also, there are definitely teas. The elves drink teas. They're great connoisseurs of teas. So all sorts of caffeinated teas included would also be there. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm imagining, given that we've decided Feralt is from near the Banakaya, he's probably more familiar with that malt you mentioned.
Yeah, okay. It might be something the dwarves cultivated from some dark underground fungus caffeine caffeine root.
Feralt would not care. He's just like, give me that magic wakey juice.
That does that. That's what it does. It tastes so bitter that you wake up like that.
He's gonna be
Saliva
mixing in
of
like
some
honey
cave frog.
and stuff with it.
Right. Fair enough. So Alcas, you come downstairs and Feralt's mixing up this Banakayan malt root.
Alcas, when he comes downstairs, he's got a bit of a headache and he's feeling a bit worse for wear. And he's felt like this before. It's not unusual for him.
No.
However, he's confused because he can't find his coin purse. Because last night, while Vespera was dragging him off to bed, he threw it to Jasna to pay any debts he owed. Now, Jasna would have found 59 gold in there. I don't know how much
How much she
Alcas
would have taken.
gets should she give it back this morning.
Right.
However, Vespera would have seen this happen, so...
Okay, well, as you come downstairs, immediately there's nobody in the room except for Rokan and Feralt at that point. Jasna, you can hear her and Olaf preparing the kitchen and talking to each other. You can hear pots and pans and stuff and clattering and this kind of stuff. Olaf comes through and nods at you as he goes through. And then after a minute in the kitchen, Olaf comes out from where he's spoken to Jasna, and he comes over to you, Alkas. You must be Alkas.
Yes, Olaf, of course I am.
Jasna says,
I hope I am.
this is yours. Minus
thank
your
you.
fees, etc., your costs, living costs, and so on.
I wondered where I'd put that. I had a big night last night, it seems.
I've taken the liberty of paying your fees from it, and you'll find yourself down perhaps 5 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you, friend. Is that breakfast included?
Of course.
Thank you.
Very good. He pats you on the back. You'll be right, my friend. And he goes back.
Yes.
Back out. The doors open up and a bunch of strangers come in. They look like they're here for breakfast. And you can hear the sizzling and cooking of porridges and sausages and eggs and so forth. The sparrow.
Well, B and I are still upstairs at this point. Did you have a nice rest?
Yes, I did. I'm feeling a bit more better now.
Well, that's good. You don't have to be so afraid. If you're with us, you don't have to be afraid, because you'll always have us. Just don't run off again.
It's the same speech you gave Alexander last week before they killed him. No, I'm kidding.
I think it was actually. I won't run away. It's just seeing that wizard. Just I panicked and I just couldn't do it.
It's all right. It's okay. Let's go downstairs and have something to eat. I'm really hungry. What about you?
I am so hungry.
Beryl taught the kitchen here how to make this delicious toast. So let's go downstairs.
Okay.
And we will go downstairs with haste.
With haste.
Post haste.
So you head downstairs where you find Rokan and Alkas and Feralt. A number of other people sitting about.
Walking over. Hello everyone. Now I specifically look at Algus. Did you get your wallet back? You very drunkenly threw it at Jasna, hurting her a little because that's a lot of coin.
Yes.
That's
Olaf gave it back
apologize.
to me this morning. It was paying. They're good people. I trust them.
They are good people. Yes. How is everyone? Rokan? Oh, you're eating?
Really good.
You look very happy. And Farrell, how are you?
I'm alright. Starting to wake up. And I just wave the cup of malt in front of her.
What is that? It smells weird.
It is weird. The dwarves drink it, but it wakes me up better than anything else. And I tell you, after yesterday, I need it.
Could I try some of that?
Here, and I take a separate cup, a clean cup, and pour a little bit in, and add a bit of honey, stir it up, hand it over to her.
Oh, thank you. Is it good? At a game, is it good?
Is it good? My suggestion would be that it's a acquired taste. So at first taste, it's like what? Oh,
Kind of
very
burnt.
bitter and
It's like a macchiato, I'm imagining.
yeah, could be. Sure.
It's weird. I've never tasted anything like this.
I never said it was good. I said it wakes me up.
Right. You know what will wake us all up? Some dragon's breath.
Oh hell no!
Why not? It's delicious. It's so spicy, and I love it.
What? What's spicy? Huh?
Dragon's breath.
You know. No for you. No.
Alcus?
No. No. And
No,
not
Don't even
It's
tempt
too early
him.
in the morning for that.
I look surprised that Royalcus has just said, "Can you not handle it?"
I mean, I'll happily have it, but give me some breakfast first.
All right.
You want a chicken leg, Alcus?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, here. Okay.
Oh,
There.
that's good.
Yeah.
Are we all ready to venture out and get attacked in town again? It's getting quite dangerous outside.
I believe we should return Alexander's remains to his family.
Right. So we need to go to the
Yes.
Kaelrins.
Is okay, I wasn't sure.
Just quickly, out of game, unless you've got something to do, I am not going to be able to make it next week, so I was going to end the session with me taking that back, unless you guys all want to do that as a thing. Either way, I'm happy.
It might be good for them to take it back as a group, because then
Yep,
they
happy.
can all feel the guilt trip that Lord Karon.
Out of the game, we could just put you in a dungeon somewhere.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Getting you out of game for one session, no problem. I can just kill you off. Resurrect you again if I need to. So as you were.
So shall we? Oh, we're
Yeah.
definitely doing that.
I think I went and talked to him last night. It's all a bit of a blur, but I think I went and talked to Lord Reagan and told him what had happened. So, yeah, we could
Oh dear.
return. He did. I think he did ask for the body to be returned.
Of course, he would want the body to be returned. Why
Yes,
did you
but
go there? What?
Well, I thought he ought to know.
Well, yes. But you were very drunk.
When am I not?
Good point.
Right now.
Yeah.
You're
You
just
could have
hungover.
gone. Could have
To be honest, I think I still am a little bit.
Right. Well, eat up, everyone. Especially you, B. Especially you.
B.
We'll eat up happily. Hello, Talk. How are you?
Oh yay, you're back. Woot woot. So
Wait.
So what are you gonna do?
So, while everyone is eating,
Yep.
so B, you are a wizard. Then
That is correct. Yes.
what kind of things can you do? What spells can you do? Can you throw fire? I've seen a lot of fire being thrown around, and it's touching. I love that, but it's also very dangerous.
Yes, I can throw fire. But my spell book is very personal until you actually get to see it. So.
Oh, okay, right.
What you mean very personal? What you mean very personal?
It's something that I keep to myself, and until it's actually required to be used. Other wizards happily flaunt their magic. I am not, as of such, inclined to do so.
Understandable.
All right.
Well, this is lovely.
Who's this Alexander you speak of?
Everybody looks at everybody else, I take it, for a moment. Nobody says a word.
Him very, very brave, him. He very brave.
Can I make an insight check to see what they feel like, what they look like?
Sure, you can make insight checks for each of them. Tell each person what number you rolled.
Okay. Elkas, I rolled a 9 for you.
He looks very drunk and hungover, but his face did change when you said that.
Okay. Barry, I did a 7 for you.
He's extremely serious, and there is a sadness in his eyes.
I don't know who to assign this to. I really want both of them to get. Oh, because that was a 2.
You should choose the person before you roll.
Yeah, I should choose the person
Roll
before I roll,
again.
but it makes it
Choose someone and roll again.
cool. Okay, Vespera. That is a 4.
She looks very hungry.
That is very fair. That is very fair.
She was eating.
And then obviously Feral, you being last, you get a 3. I am rolling shit tonight.
Well, to be fair, it does make a certain amount of sense, and this is why we should trust the dice, because you've only met these people. You don't know their micro expressions. You don't know how they react to things. You've never seen their personalities in action. You don't know how to read them, so reading them might take time. So at this point, that makes a lot of sense that you can't tell exactly emotionally where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah, so Ferlt might be tired, or he might just not be a morning person. It's really hard to say at this point.
Right.
Oh, sweet.
Fair enough. So you've worked out that.
I've worked out that a hungry, tired, and that no one's gonna answer me about Alex, and I just pick up a chicken leg and start eating it.
All right. Okay, so you're eating a chicken leg. Very good. Rokan, what are you thinking about? Tell me not chicken legs.
No. He's thinking about, okay, she's from the Barakal. So far, what he's seen about the Barakal hasn't impressed him a whole lot. He'll keep an eye on her. He's thinking.
Okay. Very well.
I look at the menu, and do I see anything interesting on that menu?
Anything interesting on that menu?
God damn it, no.
Well, I was gonna say that there were special fried turtles dipped in I don't know.
Sadness.
Sadness, yeah. the tears
dipped in corruption.
Stop eating turtles.
I see these turtles, and I go up to the bar and I order a platter of fried turtles with honey glaze.
Right. In fact, these turtles may in fact be Barakyle national food.
As the order comes out of his mouth,
Well,
Alkas.
DAGDAGIEL, Barakyle, they're all very close together.
As the order comes out of his mouth, Alkas just yells, "No turtles!"
Jasna looks at you. Why?
No turtles.
What's wrong with him? It's perfectly good meat.
Not
It's good for
today.
you. Well, what do you want then? You'd rather have a lammy, would you? Go out and kill a wee lamb? Or perhaps a cow?
Yes.
Or goat?
Yes.
And what makes these animals less willing and worthy than turtles?
Just no turtles today.
What about just vegetables? We could make do with just
That's
vegetables.
ridiculous. Nobody eats just vegetables. Look at your teeth. You've got bitey teeth for killing meat. Well, that's what my pa told me anyway, she says. Olaf, they want vegetables. I told them there's something wrong with them, but they still want them.
I know I'm vegetable.
Chestnut,
Chicken, lamb, beef, it's all fine. Just no turtles. Not today. Not today.
Chestnut, I remember. I'll go over to her, a little bit away from the others. You asked me to want to become a What? A druid like me? When you were drunk? Is that...
Jasna, did you you saying that too? Oh, did I say such a thing? I must have been very drunk. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I say a lot of silly things when I'm drunk. I'm so sorry. I'll have to go and clean out the latrines. Don't mind me.
back?
Rogan will go and sit by the fire.
Okay, you go and sit by the fire. Very good. And as you're sitting by the fire, you can make a perception check along with everybody else who's still eating and so forth, I expect.
That's an 8 for Rokan.
An 8 for Rokan.
And a dirty 20 for me.
And a
23.
20 for you. Okay, well done. Okay.
And a 10 for Alkas.
Well, most of you, many of you, some of you notice that there is an extraordinary amount of rain coming down outside right now. And it's like a rainstorm going on. In fact, you can see it pooling around under the door to the tavern at present. It's so loud.
Can I?
It's so loud that you can barely hear each other over the sound of the rain on the roof. And the proprietor is starting to wonder if it's, he's looking up to see if the roof's going to leak.
Alkas will grab a piece of chicken or something, and as he's eating it, just walk over to out the front and just not step out into the rain, just put his hand out into the rain, just to...
Yeah. Alkas,
think...
can you make a perception check, please, Alkas?
I think Vespera would do the same. That's a lot. It's a lot of water.
Does it feel...
Alkas is just washing his face with some of the rainwater.
Okay.
Because he got a 4 on
Got a
perception.
4. No, that makes sense. Does anybody else go outside with Alkas or anything?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you can make a perception.
Burl too.
Perception
I do as well.
checks. Oh, wow. Okay, so everybody...
Perception alertness?
Rokan, are you going to bother going out there with everybody else?
I'm going to...
Are you kidding? It's raining.
Okay,
I got
so
a
you're gonna
10
stay
and
by
I'm
the
just going to
fireplace,
just
right?
pick up a whole bunch and just throw it at Alkas.
All right, that's fair. Can I get, just because it's D&D, well, let's get an initiative check. Sometimes there's combat in Dungeons and Dragons.
Does this rain feel magical? Can I make an Arcana check to see if it feels like...
No, it feels like rain.
Feels like rain.
Acid
Magical
rain.
The water feels wet.
What, let's have a look at the old game log here, and I see that the perception checks were a 5, a 10, a 10, and a 4. Wow, that was lame from everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, well, basically, at that point, suddenly, a bunch of corpses come floating down the stairs from the next level up, tumbling down the stairs with a group of people. They look like nobles. And then behind them, Alkas, you see this wave of water leap up from the water that's coming down the stairs, and leap up at you in particular. Alkas, what's your armor class?
15.
Oh, that's a 15 to hit. Okay, well, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the water as it strikes you where you are.
I didn't think I threw the water that hard. I'm sorry, Alkas.
Everybody that's outside can make a strength saving throw as the water surges around their legs.
Oh.
That's a 9 for me.
A 9 for you, okay.
And a 16 for Rokan.
Well, Rokan comes running out then. I thought Rokan was still inside.
No, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still inside. So, okay, Vespera, 18. You managed to not get caught up by the swell of water that comes swarming through here. This overwhelming amount of gushing water. However, B, Alcas, and Feralt, you appear to be grappled. This throws you to the ground, and you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage each from being thrown down into the water onto the ground, and being dragged by the water too. And you're finding that you cannot breathe whilst you are under the water. Isn't that interesting?
It is very interesting.
Okay, Alcas, it's your turn.
So when you say grappled, is this like we're within this like wave?
Yeah.
First thing Alcas is going to do is go into a rage.
Okay. Rage.
And then he's not going to try break free from the grapple, but in the water he's just going to start swinging to try hit something.
Okay. All right. You can roll to hit.
Is that disadvantage?
Actually, no.
Oh. That is a 7.
But that is a miss. Okay. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, dialogue?
Because I'm grappled, I can't move, can I?
No.
So no.
No. Okay, Rokan, you are also grappled.
He's inside.
Not unless he came inside.
Right. Okay, Rokan, you're not grappled. Rokan, what do? You hear all of this noise going on, rain and sounds of water, and then probably
They're having a lot of fun.
splashing noises. There's a lot of rain. You've never seen this much rain.
Sounds to me like they're having fun.
Right. So why don't you want part of that?
I didn't get by the fire just to look at it.
Okay, fair enough. Vespera,
Yes.
you have
Yes.
been covered by the water, though, haven't you?
I'm good.
You've been grappled? Oh, no, you didn't. That's right. You got the 19 saving throw on the strength check. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to, let's see, who do I want to try and save? Okay, from a from my perspective, who looks like they're struggling the most?
B and Alcas both have been taken into the water quite heavily, and you can see blood in the water where they are.
Okay, and I don't really know what B can do, but I'm going to use destroy water on B.
Destroy water
Yes.
on B.
Yeah.
How do you cast it on her? Is it something
On
you
the
can-
water that is
by
on
her.
her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
The thing
tell us
that
how
is-
that works.
Choking her out, you know? I want to get rid of that.
Alright.
It is range is 30. Actually, wow. Okay, it's 30 foot range, 30 foot area. So I mean, if I can help Alcus at the same time, then potentially it destroys up to 10 gallons of water. It says an open it does say in an open container, but it is being contained itself. I don't know, it's up to you.
It's only 10 gallons. 10 gallons is really not a lot.
No, it's
Well,
like,
I could potentially target it though.
It's like 40
Let's see.
liters.
it's like 40 bottles of Coke floating on a river.
Could I potentially could I target it in such a way that they're able to get some air again?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to
This is
work. Like
bullshit.
that. I know. I know. They don't
Well, you're
have-
fucked. Nice knowing you.
Nice knowing
Rip.
you. Okay, so Vesper, what do you really do?
I'm going to get Theo out,
All right.
and bonus action, I'm going to get her to go over there and teleport one of them out of the water.
Which one?
I'll go with B.
B. Okay, so B. Whoomp, you get teleported out of the water. Is that the end of your turn, Vespera?
Since I don't
Yes.
actually know what's going on with Theo, technically I'm not willing because I don't know what's going on.
It's true. Has not been explained to you.
You would have
I wouldn't.
seen Theo with Vespera. You would have felt that pull that Theo has.
But I wouldn't have known what's going on with the teleporting.
Do you want to die?
I think go with Alcas instead because I have a thing up my sleeve. So go with Alcas.
I mean, it's too late. I've already picked you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Well,
you
then
teleported.
I'm not willing because I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, make
I
it
just
a-
think
did
this thing
also-
coming at me.
You did also potentially see Vespera last night, right? Teleport
I-
down to the ground when she fell.
exactly.
I did, but that scared the shit out of me. And still have no idea what's actually going on with that. I don't know if it's just a her thing or if it's
Can I make a suggestion that we just make a wisdom saving throw to see whether or not she thinks it's a silly thing to do or not?
Yeah, we do that. A 9?
Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay, well, you can take. Actually, you have to roll a dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw, certainly. 11.
Okay, now you have to take. Oh my god. Oh, that was so close. It was almost max. 8 points of fire damage.
I now have 2 hit points.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a you problem, my friend.
it is.
You did this to yourself.
You did it to me, actually. I
No,
blame you.
you did this to you.
No, you did, because I have
No,
no idea what's
you.
going on. No, you.
If
Okay, so
you were intelligent, enough,
Feralt,
you would have
it's
had
your
this.
turn now.
So I'm still underwater, right?
Yep.
Can I cast a spell on myself?
Depends whether or not it takes a verbal component.
Yeah, it does. Is there any way for me to get my head above water?
You can make an acrobatics check.
Does a 12 get my head above water?
Briefly, just enough to get your verbal component out.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, so you're like, heal! And you heal yourself. Okay, cool. So you cast Cure Wounds. How much heals do you get for that?
7 points, which is, halfway, basically.
It's not terrible. Okay, and do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, or dialogue that you would like to utilize presently?
Basically, I just try and... I don't have any bonus actions, but I'm trying to swim with the flow of water, trying to keep my head above water.
Okay, that makes sense. B.
I'm also going to try and put my head again above the water.
All right.
For a 9.
For a 9. Okay. What are you using? What are you doing to get your head? What are you doing if you can get your head above water?
Because I'm going to cast Enlarge on myself.
Okay.
Which is a verbal semantic and also
somatic
material.
Material spell. Okay. Yeah. You can't get the word out. You keep getting choked in the face with slaps of water. Do you change tactics or do you just keep trying to do this thing?
I'm going to keep trying to put my head above the water.
Okay.
And cast a spell eventually.
Very good then. The water elemental, which is what it is going to make 2 attacks. The first one is going to be against I think it's Alcas. Oh, that's a natural 20. Oh. Slammed for 20 hit points, Alcas. The elemental just
Before
pushes-
rage, though, so
throwing you aside and into the wall as it passes where you are.
sorry, is that 20 before halved from rage?
Before rage, yeah, that's going to be halved for rage, yeah, for sure. And the second one comes at Vespera. This is another water slam. 15 to hit. Does not hit. Okay, so Vespera, you managed to get out of the way. And the entire flood of water carrying these bodies and what have you just wash past you now. And before you know it, It's 30 feet away. Alcas, it's your turn.
Alcas is going to attempt to break the grapple.
Okay.
Because he's raging, he has advantage.
Yep.
Cool. That is an 18.
It lets you break the grapple.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alcas is then bonus action disengage and going to move out into the rain, or he's already out in the rain, but staying in the rain and moving just up the street 30 feet.
Okay, so you get to the bottom of the next set of stairs that goes to the next area. Rokan, you're inside by the fire, enjoying some quietude, some peace, some chicken and some mead. It's all very nice, and you no longer have to put up with these very irritating people who have been hanging around you for weeks. Finally, you can wash yourself of these freaks. So that's Rokan. Vespera, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, that didn't work. And I think, well, what a fool. That's fine. I'm going to get Theo to teleport someone else out. If it's Ferald, are you trapped?
Yeah, I'm still grappled.
Right. You're coming with me, little man.
Works for me.
Teleporting you out of there. And if the elemental is in the area, then it will have to make that dex save.
Dex save, okay.
Yeah. I probably had to do that before as well, but it's fine.
All right, so dex save.
Yeah.
Elemental. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Well, no. You can have 2d6 worth of damage, and it was only 4 fire damage.
4 fire damage.
The water.
Right. Okay. Well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't take any fire damage. It's a water elemental.
Excellent. Well, that was my bonus action, and for my action, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
I've been told that you love this spell.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a moonbeam.
I do love it. Okay. Moonbeam. Yep.
I've been told you love it.
Yes.
And I'm going to I'm going to try and get this water elemental.
Okay,
yeah.
So you place it in front of the moonbeam on the water elemental, or in front of it, or
I can do on it, right?
You can.
And is it the first time it enters? Will I be able to deal damage this time around?
Okay, so you cast it
on
it's
when
it's on its turn that it takes damage.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to do it on it.
Okay, cool.
It's on its turn or whenever anything moves into it for the first time.
Excellent.
Right. And usually it usually moves on its own turn, so that kind of makes sense. Occasionally somebody can throw something into a moonbeam with some sort of force push or some shit.
Yeah.
Occasionally happens.
I don't remember the exact rules.
With my own movement, I'm going to keep an eye on it, keep concentration, but I want to try and get some sort of cover, like half cover or something.
Okay, you can take half cover.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Feralt, you're next.
Okay, so obviously B is close by, and I'm guessing she looks a bit messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Cure wounds at 2nd level.
Okay. 12
points of healing.
Points of cure wounds. So you're up to 14 hit points, B. Woot. And it is going to be your turn next, but Feralt, do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, dialogue?
I am going to join Vespera behind cover, and that's my turn.
Okay, cool. B.
Oh, I'm going to make my acrobatics check again.
Roll.
And that is a 16.
Okay, success. You managed to get out your verbal components.
Cool. I'm going to cast Enlarge on myself.
All right.
And so that means that I double all of my dimensions in size by 8. So currently I am...
By 8?
Doubled by
Yes.
8.
Well, multiplied by 8, sorry.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes more sense. Yes.
Yep.
So. So I'm now. I'm essentially. I'm now large.
You are now large. Yep. So this is an Adric trick. I know the one.
This is an Adric trick. Yeah,
Right.
yes, it is.
Very good,
So
very
yeah,
good.
but in other words, I'm large now. So would I be about technically be away from the water?
Away from it. You're kind of
Now, like above it, so I'm not in the water anymore.
you're standing. I think you're enlarged. You're standing over it. Yeah. You're still in it, but it's not restraining you.
Yeah, cool. And with that, I cast that as that, so I can't do anything else. That was an action. Cool. So yep, I am now large. That is me.
All right. Cool. So you've enlarged, and that's an action. I take it.
Yep, that's an action. Yeah.
Was an action. Okay. Cool. Bananas. Excellent. Right. At that point, the water elemental slows down at the bottom of the steps that it's just gone down to, and some of its water floods away from where it is, leaving a smaller pool of... I want to say a pool of water, but it's more like a pillar of water that's kind of risen out of it. It rushes towards you, B, having just attacked it like this, yeah?
It is its turn.
Yep.
It started in the moonbeam.
It did start in the moonbeam, yes. So it has to make
that's
a
what I
con
thought.
save, yeah?
You must be very familiar with this, but yes.
Yeah.
Is
Okay, so it's con
it? I don't know.
16? Does that pass?
It does. It does.
Okay, so does it take half damage?
It takes half damage.
Yeah, it takes half.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. 2d10.
2d10.
I love how
Take-
you know who's in that
take
face-to-face campaign. Because
Yeah.
everyone's
Take-
like, yep, it takes half.
17 damage?
Take
was
half of 17.
half of
Yeah.
17. Okay, so that's 8.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And it attacks B for 2, which does not hit.
That misses.
That misses. Feralt goes for you for a 24.
Oh, God, I didn't hit
That
It's
hits.
going to hit Feralt. Feralt, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as this rush of water slams you against the nearest corner of the wall.
Ow.
Stone. Let's see if this is recharged. Oh, looky here, it has. Who's nearest the creature right now? I'm thinking B and Feralt, definitely.
Yeah, I
Pharrell
think.
took cover along with me.
So
I
just
did
be me.
actually.
Oh, half cover, I suppose.
That's true, you had half cover, so that would have added 2 to your armor class, Feralt.
That's still not enough to
Still,
stop
right.
it. That would only puts it up to 20.
The water would have come around in a big surge and struck you anyway.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so my next attack is going to be... No, wait. Who's nearby?
That'll be me.
Alright, so B, you're going to make a saving throw, a strength save. Alcas, where are you right now? You're going up
Natural
the stairs, aren't
motherfucking 20.
you? Natural 20, okay.
Good job.
In which case, B, you are pushed back out of the elemental space.
Cool, that's fine with me. I'm happy with that. I'll accept it.
Alright, Alcas, it's your turn.
Elkas is 30 feet up the street, and he is going to, on his turn, as a bonus action, try to hide behind a cart, some barrels around the corner of an alleyway.
Okay, make a stealth check.
For an 8.
For an 8, okay.
However, on his action, he's going to hold the dodge action.
The dodge action, okay, so you're doing that. Vespera.
Is there anyone else I can rescue, or
Not really. You see, well, there are some people who may or may not be dead caught in the water itself, like bodies floating in the water, but you don't know if they're alive or unconscious or drowned or what.
Okay.
Sorry, just quickly as well. As Alcas hides, his rage ends.
His rage ends, okay.
I will have Theo prepare to teleport us, to teleport me, and I know Feralt's in the area. So to teleport us if I get attacked.
Okay, so that's your bonus action as a trigger.
Yes. With my action, however, if the creature's moved, I'm just going to shift the moonbeam towards it
so
again.
Keep the moonbeam on the creature.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fair. Feralt.
Just double checking one thing. Yeah, so I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at first level.
Okay. That's your action, I assume?
That is my action, so that is 8 points of healing, and I am going to try and move away from the creature back about 20 feet again, looking for cover.
So that's your movement. Do you have any bonus actions?
No, not at this time.
Okay, B.
I am going to cast Firebolt at not Firebolt, Magic Missile at the second level at this creature.
Okay, at the second level, roll your magic missile damages.
So that is 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage, okay. Cool. 8 points of damage is recorded. The elemental, at this point, begins to move. It goes from a pillar back to a pool. It just collapses down into a pile of water, and then it pushes itself up some stairs and over a hill, moving rapidly at a speed of 90 feet.
Do you get it to make a con save, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Fails with a 2. 6.
Ooh.
It's a 6 total.
All right. 14.
14 damage?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of damage is that?
Spicy radiant.
Spicy radiant damage.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's my damage. It's spicy damage.
Spicy damage. The elemental begins to pour itself out of the area over the steps into the market place on the other side. Alcas, it's your turn. You're hiding, yeah?
Alcas is pretty much going to stick to what he's doing. Hiding and holding the dodge action.
Right.
However, he's going to move back towards the tavern with the elemental moving away.
Can you make a perception check, Alcas?
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You can hear people shouting from above, from where the elemental must have come from. Something about, "He's dead! He's dead! It killed him! How did this happen? Call the guards! Quickly, quickly!" People coming running in footsteps and so forth.
Okay, if I can, then instead of heading back towards the tavern, I'll head towards that, but still doing those hiding and dodging.
Okay, can you make a stealth check for me?
Uh, 13.
Excellent. Can you make a perception check for me?
15.
You see a figure in a red robe. Actually, you know what? The robe is not red, but you notice that the texture of the robe, the shape of it, the cut of it, the lines, everything about it is exactly like a Wizard of the Barakyle envoy, except this robe is blue. And the figure steps off the roof of a house, and as they do, poof, they disappear like a misty step. All right. Meanwhile, Rokan, you're still in the tavern, eating chicken. You've run out of chicken now. That's really the biggest issue right now.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Can I get you anything? Calls out Jasna from behind the bar.
Oh, I better go and see what they're doing there. Been out there for a long time.
There's a lot of noise going on out there. Can you hear that rain? And not rain like this for months, maybe years. She heads over to the windows where the yes, those things that you said before.
He goes out to the doorway and he goes, if he sees them all around,
shutters.
He goes, it's enough playing around.
So
come inside.
Sorry, Rokan, when you step outside, they are all absolutely soaked. Alcas is missing. Feralt, where are you?
I ran like 20 feet back up the hill from where I was washed down, so I'm not entirely certain.
So we'll put you at the bottom of the next set of stairs that go up. You're about 30 feet behind Alcas, who's at the top of those stairs and is looking around.
Yep.
Vespera, you're roundabouts the bottom of the tavern, I'm assuming, kind of roundabouts the base of the tavern.
Well, I didn't get washed away, but I have had the ability to moonbeam.
Right.
So I've been within that sort of range.
Now that makes sense. So you're still roundabouts where the tavern entrance is-ish.
Yeah.
For else there. B, you've been with the elemental dragged a little way, haven't you? So you're about 30-odd feet downstream from there.
Yeah.
As you come out, Rokan, there's no sign of any elemental, so you don't know what this was all about. They're all wet, laying around looking.
Okay.
Everybody
come inside. You get your...
Rokan, Vespera has a spell cast right now that's causing this beam of moonbeam light to come down out of the sky and fill up the space about 20 feet wide on the street down below.
Oh, that's pretty.
Don't go near that. I
no,
say with my hands
touchy.
up. No touchy, don't go in there.
Yeah. You know, Vespera, you should come inside. You get your death of cold out here.
That's really nice of you, but I've really got to help everyone.
Where? Why?
Oh, they've been washed down the street. It's been an ordeal.
What?
If you look down there, right?
What they doing down there?
There was a water creature that took them down there.
Oh.
So B and Feralt, you can enter this conversation anytime.
Did I notice? So I noticed the flood of bodies that came down the stairs with it.
Yep.
I am going to go up those stairs and where those bodies came from and see if there's anything that I can glean from that up there, and I tell the guys what I'm doing.
Okay, so you tell them that you're going to go upstairs and do this. All right.
Correct.
Perception check. Alcas, is he likely to see you if he goes up the stairs and looks around from there? I had a feeling he would.
Probably. Alcas is probably going up there as well. He only really cares about, is this someone who was caught in the crossfire and this thing was after us, or was this like a target and we were caught in the crossfire? Is it like a noble or is it just a commoner type thing?
That's what you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, the voices that were yelling about, oh, they killed him.
Do you want to make an investigation check?
Ooh, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You get the feeling. In fact, you find on the road there, there is the body of this noble, just laying there. He's wearing a very nice noble costume with lots of gold and other, fancy costume and so on, jewelry around his neck and on his ears and fingers and so forth. And he's laying there. He appears to have drowned. This twisted expression on his face. Just laying at your feet in the mud on the cobblestones.
Is there any signet rings, anything like that would identify him?
Sure, you can make a separate investigation check for that.
Have I reached him at this point?
Sure. You want to
Can
help him
I
with it?
investigate as well?
Do you want to help him or do you want to investigate?
I think my investigation's higher than his is.
All right.
That was a 13 for my investigation.
A 13.
Yeah,
for
he
your
did better
investigation?
than me.
Okay.
Oh, rough.
It's because I had more time. I got there first.
Alcas, what was your investigation check? Did you make one?
Mine?
Yeah, did you make one?
Yeah, 13 for the
13.
second one.
Right. You recognize this person after a minute. You realize that you've seen this person before, and as you pull the body up out of the water on the floor, out of the sort of few inches of water that's there in the gutter where he lays, you lift him out and realize that this is Lord Vignus of House Rantalon.
Yep. Connections made as well. He's the one that we saved from the ambush.
Can I tell if he's dead or just unconscious?
You think he's dead. He looks pretty dead. He looks
Okay.
His lips are blue. His rigor mortis kind of, well, that probably hasn't set in yet, but you know, yeah, he's very drowned. Bludgeoned also.
Okay, so beyond what I can do to help.
What can you do?
Beyond just healing, I mean.
Yeah, no, healing's not going to help him. Unfortunately, he is dead. He has passed away. The deed is done. CPR.
Is he pining for the fjords?
He's pining for Elysium. But not Vampire Elysium, that's different. Okay, so what are you rest of you guys going to do? Rokan, you are still in the tavern, you've come out onto the street, you've seen all this business go on, but you haven't actually been part of it, so you don't know what happened. You didn't see the water elemental. Alcas, you've identified Lord Vignus, and Feralt, do you know who Lord Vignus is, Feralt? You weren't here when that whole business
No, I
went
wasn't
on.
here for that.
Okay, so you can't really make any connections, but you might recognize, can you make an insight check to see if you see that Alcas has figured something out?
12?
You might suspect that Alcas has seen something relevant from Alcas's reaction.
Okay.
You probably noticed that Alcas is like quickly looking at the guy and he's trying to investigate, and then very suddenly he just stops and starts to walk back to the tavern and not suspiciously, but leaves it to the rest of the crowd or anyone else that's around.
Right, and at that point there are people coming down the steps, picking up the body, servants of House Rantalon, and they're carrying him away and sending messengers and calling for guards and so on. And that whole rigmarole begins, kicks up now. You can hear horse hooves in the distance as well. What are you doing, B?
I'm still enlarged. So I think
right, right. You're still enlarged. Okay, so there's like a whole bunch of people freaking out about that.
As they should be.
Good news is that there's a lot of people not on the street because of the rain. So
because of the rain, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I think at this point, you know, I'm starting to de-shrink myself.
Okay, so you're coming back down again?
Wait, de-shrink? So you're making yourself even bigger?
Yes. No. So yeah, I'm coming back.
Meant.
I'm coming back down to normal human size.
Okay.
And once I do that, I'm just gonna say to Vespera, who's probably standing nearest to me, does this happen?
The moonbeam.
Does this happen all the time, or is it just you lot?
B, can you make a perception check?
12.
In fact, you can all make perception checks. 12, you say?
Yes. It's a 7 for Rokan.
Okay.
22.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. And Alcas?
12.
12, okay. So the dirty 20 and the 22, you both notice there is a hawk circling over this area where basically it's circling over the location where Alcas found Lord Vignus's corpse.
How far is that?
200 feet above.
I can't hit that.
I'm honestly tempted to take spell sniper just to shoot at those damn hawks.
Yeah. Would it be a disadvantage if we did give it a shot?
Yeah.
Or would it just fail?
It depends what it is. I mean, like, for example, a longbow has a 300-foot range, but it's disadvantage after 120 feet, I think.
Rokan.
So, you know, Rokan could hit it.
Do you want to go hunting for some hawk?
Oh.
It's up there.
Where? Okay.
Right up there.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
All right. So you're
He's
going to
aiming.
All right. So you're going to aim and fire. So let's get a
Yep.
attack
Goodbye,
against
Hawkie.
a hawk.
Is that at disadvantage or just normal
It
roll?
is typically a disadvantage. There are a couple of ways which he could feasibly get advantage, but they would require spell slots, probably.
Yeah, cool. So that's a disadvantage. That is a 10 to hit.
10 to hit.
It's a hawk, come
does
on.
not hit, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
I mean, you can stand here all day firing arrows until you hit it. Is that something you want to do? You've got a limited number of arrows, to be fair.
Alcus will buy you a drink if you hit that. Alcus will buy you dinner if you hit that.
Alcas, do you hear any of this conversation?
Really?
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay, so he's gonna get higher. He's gonna get higher up.
All right,
in
so
my
you
head.
move up the stairs to the top
Yeah.
to the next level. You find
Yeah.
a spot where you can aim a little bit more clearly,
Yeah,
and you're going to take another hit with a disadvantage to
yeah.
hit the hawk.
Yeah.
Armor class is 12.
That's an 11.
Oh, so close. So
Yeah,
close.
but food was incentive. He should get.
All right, and so your
Advantage.
third arrow. Do
Okay.
you want to go any further than that, or
Yeah, I'll find another.
all right? So
Higher.
third arrow,
Yep, yep.
disadvantage. Roll to hit.
So moves up high. Does that count as disadvantage now or just normal?
It's still disadvantage.
Still disadvantage. Okay, cool. That is a 12 to hit.
12. Okay.
Yay!
Well, that hits. Let's do
Yay!
damage for your.
Damage is 8 points of damage.
Rokan, you slay the hawk with your arrow, and it comes tumbling out of the sky, landing about 100 feet along the road, next to some people who are just sort of walking along the street, in the rain, of course. The bird just lands next to them, thud. This old lady turns and looks at it. She looks a bit perturbed by the whole thing and looks back up at you. And there's this hawk laying there with this arrow sticking out of it before it begins to sizzle and burn away into this green vapor. And we might leave our session here tonight.
One thing I really forgot to mention was while wearing the braces of archery, he has proficiency with longbow and shortbow and gains a +2 to damage rolls on ranged attacks. So technically, it would have doubled.
Could have done more than that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, just one thing.
Yeah.
Just one thing. B, you should always go with the flow when it comes to Theo's teleport. Otherwise, it will hurt you, and you've probably experienced that because I didn't see you teleport with her. I'm sorry.
Thank you for explaining that to me now.
Okay, good. Now we can end.
All right.
Fade to black.
As well,
No,
just
no.
as we finish,
Alcas, yes.
Alcas is going to slip away.
Ah. Okay. So he slips off into the night. So to
And
speak.
I'll
Alcus
to the day.
didn't want to take Alexander's
day.
bodies back.
I'll message you about where Alcas goes off to.
Okay. All right. So
If
you're going to do
people
that.
want to notice that. you can
Who
do
has
that.
got Alexander's body at this point?
I still
Oh.
have it.
You still have it. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to raid a channel. That's what I want
Yeah,
to do. We're going
yeah.
to raid Dreaded
Oh.
DM. Dreaded GM. Yeah.
Quick question:
Yeah.
that wizard, did he have a wand? The one that that recovered his body.
The which one? The one where you
The-
got the book, or
Yeah, the one that had the book. Did he have a wand?
you didn't see a wand?
no arcane focus, or just a component pouch?
There was a component pouch. There was, there would have been an arcane focus as well.
Okay, I take whatever arcane focus he had.
Okay, no problem. All right,
Russell,
we're gonna raid.
you'll have to tell me my character's new abilities, because he's gone up to 4, hasn't
That's
he?
true, yes. Okay, so we're going to have to do... I'm raiding Dreaded GM. He's an Australian fellow. He's a very good GM, and he's a friend of ours. Comes and visits us sometimes.
Aw.
Yeah, and we need to suck up to him big time, because he's got thousands of followers. So, you know...
I would want to do it just because it's cool to know another person.
That's right, basically, to be fair.
But
Alright, so
you know, I'm not like
Yeah.
I'm not ambitious like that. Not yet.
Ambitious. Not yet. 2, 1, and here we go. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye. Thank you for
And
watching.
say hi to
See you
Dread
next time.
GM.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Oh, there's gate 3. Hell yeah. Okay. This is what they're doing. That was fun, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was.
Thank you.
I hope that Sean, you're not going to be here because of some other reason that isn't World of Warcraft involved. Right. I hope like you have
I'm
to
being
put out a
dragged off
fire.
camping.